Oh, there we go. Wait, why does this not... Oh, there we go. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and deep within the combat soundscape. Something suddenly amiss as a robot wakes from slumber from the bottomless abyss. I hit the table again and a panic fills the games of every comet and nova main. For tutorial is sensorial in this cast of the combat vein. Ladies and gentlemen, these are getting really tough to do, but I'll keep doing them. Damn it, I'm doing them. You can't stop me, tutorial bot. Welcome to the stream. Hi.
Hi. I've got an intro as well. Ready? You ready?
I am.
Hi.
Hi. What's up?
That was it. Okay, so we have got 8 teams signed up today. We've got the best, we've got the worst, we've got the adequate, and we've got the blurst. Speaking of blurst, we've got on that team Boop, we all know him from Arena, Idle Lego, who never heard of him, Gecko, Nillywick, and that is it. And then we've got Casual Echoes today, which I believe has got Soulblade, Clefton Zlivek, Iterum. I always call him Item Run for some reason because my brain is weird. And Mighty Fox FR, some new names to me for sure. We've got Floaters Unite, who are very known to me. It's Batsuga, Hackbuster, Truck Duran, and Voodoo. Frozen Space, who will be today, will be Viatrex, Mateus, Infinity, and Ali Dark. Part-time Pew Pew will be Gobshite, Jolly, Nutjob, and Middleman. We've seen them before. Spastic Crabs, Drago, Yawning Soldier, Swingly, Niklas, and Jock126, although I'm not sure who their official lineup will be today. Toxic Units, which is Dage, or Dougie as I call him, Felix White, Marcel 1, Molly, and Sir Dominic. Again, not sure of their lineup. And the lineup that I am aware of is Flush Gogo, Derval, Daki, and Stoty for Team Gravity Echo Combat.
Exactly. So we're looking at what, 8 teams today?
Yes, it is 8 teams today. Right, it looks like we've got a good lineup. We've got Blurst versus Floaters Unite, which is going to be a fantastic matchup. So that's the one we're going to want to get into.
Right,
so
Gecko, I'll send him.
That's 100%. Yeah. So if you could send that out, I'll go into the thingamajiggy and do that too.
That should be good. There we go. So yeah, we will be streaming this Combat Cup today, the European Cup. This is of course the start of what are they called? Stage 2. So that means that there are a couple of differences from stage 1. Mainly that we have fission in there. For those of you that don't know, fission is not the capture point, it is the payload map. It'll come second every time, I believe. So we'll have to switch map every time. Which also means we'll figure that out. There we go.
Yes, there's going to be lots of lobby switching today, as I am currently without headset, but Mateus has hooked us up so that we do a magic Cody thing, so that I can get into a game.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get that invitation, let me know so I can have my magic geeky file folder thing ready to go.
I will be sending the magic straight your way.
Are you actually in now?
I am. Oh, that has of course been changed. Ooh. Well,
We got a problem?
We'll figure that out. Just a slight one, but it's Neptune. Okay, 404 not found. Why? Oh my god. Do that again.
Is it not going to work because it's combat, or?
I really hope it's gonna work because it's combat. It should work. That's weird it doesn't work.
Okie dokie. If not, we'll have to go down the route of the
double stream.
Which is going to upset me because it's especially difficult to do for combat, but we'll give it a go.
That is awful. Why does this not work? I'm aware the layer of the overlay. Jesus Christ, is a little bit off. Why is this local session? Session ID. Okay. Well, we'll do this the old-fashioned way.
So we're gonna. Are we doing it the way I think?
Maybe. I have one more trick up my sleeve.
Okay.
Just possibly I have one more trick up my sleeve. We'll go here to software. Cool. I'll fix the overlay in just a little bit. I'll do a thing. It should work. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, they're starting up. You know, I'll just do
it the old-fashioned way for now.
We'll do it the old-fashioned way for now. We'll figure out the next one next time. Oh no, we can't. We have to be in a call. There we go. Things are great as we know them. So that should work. Right, so we are going for Fission for our first one. This is not Blast. Oh, sorry, this is Blast. Versus whoever they're up against. Could you please tell me who they're up against?
They are up against Floaters Unite. Now, Floaters Unite are probably the only team in this game that have the ability, the possibility, of actually getting a win against them. However, your stream is actually very, very good right now. Your Discord screen share is really good quality. So just do your best, and I can see this. Usually, it's a lot worse than this. So we've been blessed with high quality. So let's operate it like this.
Let's do this for now. We might have a little bit of a trick up our sleeves, but we won't know. So this is, of course, Fission. We've seen this before. This is a payload map. So just to start out with, we have a couple of people coming out, just taking those kills as we've seen the board. That is a really efficient way of doing it. We'll talk about some changes later. What is happening here? Everyone getting killed out, but it does look like Blast is winning out just a little bit. I'll fix the names in a bit. They do get all the kills they need, and we'll go on the payload.
I was just staring at the health there, and I could just watch the health going down and down and down very aggressively from Floaters Unite, whilst the health just didn't go down one tiny bit until the end there, which suggests to me that they had their heals and they were just stacking them over and over again. Either that, or they were not taking as much aggressive fire as they were handing out. But there was another battle going on now, and this time it's looking a little bit more even. As there is one left, is Hackbuster's has got its full life. Lego is in there getting a good fight on it.
There we go.
This is the first time as well we've seen Fission
at least
payload.
In the ESL. At least in the ESL. We have seen it before in the regular sort of combat. We had a sort of combat cup where that happened. Oh my god, you're right, there's a huge thing for it here. Yeah, just Floaters Unite trying their best to get anything to work, but nothing is working right now.
Is it more sensitive, or is that just me being silly?
It is, I think, broken.
Okay, I'll
Actually.
need to. I'll
it is
okay.
more sensitive. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, this is what we usually see. We're not seeing anything in the tunnel, just someone holding on, pushing that payload out, while everyone from Blast is just trying their best to get some kills, just delay them a little bit so they can push that payload as far up as possible. But now it's 4 against 2. There's going to be a tough one unless some stuns come out, and they won't. So the last person will get a single kill for him, but he died quite far back. So there's going to be a little bit of time at least before someone comes out, before all four comes out.
Absolutely. So just to confirm today, this after they've done this payload map, are we going to be doing a combustion and then a Dyson? Is that how it's done today?
It is. Combustion and then Dyson, I believe.
And unless, of course, they win on the combustion, in which case, of course, that would be the best of 3 over, I assume.
Yes, I don't actually know if it will be Dyson or combustion first. I think it's Dyson first, but either way, we'll figure that out as the players have a lot more of a handle on the rules than we do right now, because we've just been kind of blasted into this. So one person alive.
This is the first time that we've had this one on here, yeah.
Let's see here. A lot of the new Arc Mine coming out and doing its work, as most people from Blast getting stunned, but they will win out the fight in the end. Only one person is alive. They
seem to be winning almost all these fights at the moment, and again, I think that Blast are doing a tremendous job of moving around and stacking their heals, and I'm just not seeing the health go down as aggressively and vigorously as I'm seeing it go down from Floaters here.
They are doing
again. Voodoo immediately dead. Hackbuster immediately dead. Lego's taken out in the process, but there are 3 still alive for them. But that's almost all of Floaters dead, meaning that they are going to be able to maintain control. Blurst, of course, on the Flamingo.
You are lag. Oh, it's lagging? Okay, I know why. Yeah, we'll fix that next game. Sorry, this first game is going to be a little bit rough. I am very sorry about that. But our kind of ghetto solution is not working right now, as some of these solutions tend to do. So, Blast, going up on this last checkpoint here, Blast haven't been stopped once. They've been stopped a little bit. They've lost, I think, 1 or 2 fights, but not enough for any significant sort of time to be gained for... what are they called? They're called Floaters Unite.
Floaters, yeah, just call them Floaters.
Floaters.
Lego is dead again. He seems to be the first one to die from his squad, but he also seems to be the one doing most of the damage at the same time. Nillywick and Boop are both out at the moment, meaning it's just going to be Lego coming back in from the spawn with Gecko, whilst Floaters Unite look like they are all alive and on the position. They're putting back the Flamingo. They are sending it back home, which is kind of what they need to be doing, because Blurst have got it almost to the end. So this is going to have to be a complete landslide on the side of Floaters now if they're going to want to win this one.
There we go. Yeah, I think this is, with this fight lost, they're gonna have to be really, really aggressive, Floaters Unite, if they want this to stop, as 3 people from Blast is on here. A Meteor is gonna do you some good, but you can kind of just go around and just avoid that as...
It's contested, it's contested. This is the last fight now. They have got to win it, and if they think they do, Boop is the last one alive. He's going to go back to try and stay alive for his guys. That was the last contested fight then, and if they had lost that, if Floaters had lost that, then that Flamingo would have sat still, and that would have been the end of that round. But they did manage to win that fight, and now they are slowly but surely pushing it back. But Blurst are coming in, full man squad, full aggression now, all ham on them, and it looks like they are winning that fight. Gecko is dead. Hackbuster's down, Trock is down, but Nillywick, Boop, and Lego, oh, it's going to be over for Floaters soon. I can see it now. Voodoo's out. I think it's just Hack and Trock that are still alive. I'm mostly paying attention just to the names right now, because yeah. I can't focus on the stuttery and on the names, but I did work out from that, and I can see now that Blurst have taken the round with quite a bit of time left, actually.
They have, yeah, that was, what, 2 minutes or something like that, and, of course, the time only matters. Sorry, it doesn't matter. It might matter. I'm not too sure about this new rule. It has been added just a little bit before we actually started Stage 2, but if I remember correctly, the time only matters if we go to a 3rd round in this game, so that means that Floaters Unite will now have to push it all the way up, and from what they've been playing like, it's looking unlikely. Blast won most of their fights, unless, not on the last one, of course. They did lose quite a few, but not enough that it was really a problem at any point.
That's right. And Blurst are going to have to do their defensive strategy on this one now. And of course, like I said, this is the first time in ESL that we have seen Payload as a game mode being used. So how it's done competitively outside of privates, which not many people are doing, and pubs, I mean, it's a completely new meta that's opened up. But we'll see how Floaters manage to push the Flamingo and see if they're able to get it done. I think I have to do it in more time, like in less time, for it to be even. I think I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll find out.
We'll find out as the game goes on, and the fight is just raging along. Looks like the attacking team is doing fantastically, though, as everyone but Boop is dead, and Hackbuster and Bazooka are both up. Boop will just lose his final hit points here, and he will die out, but they won't have pushed the payload very far at all. Open region, just okay, so Kazmas has provided a fantastic clearing up. So what happens is you
play the man with the knowledge, yeah.
Exactly, you play to the end, and then whatever time you have left over from the game beforehand, you use that to play the rest of the round. So it's gonna be really, really tough. A fight, just everyone dying. 2 members from the opposite teams are back alive.
Yeah, it does look like Blurst are winning this fight again, though. Voodoo seems to be the only one that died, but I think someone died before that and is now respawning. So it's going to be one guy left on the point right now, and I believe that will be Hackbuster, who's doing his famous crabbing to try and stay alive. But if they manage to kill him before he gets back to his team, then that'll be a bigger problem. But I think he managed to crab himself out of there. But it is Blurst as a full unit that still stay on the point, except for Lego, who is dead, but Trock is down, so is Voodoo. That Zuga's out as well. Once again, it's just Hack, and he's got to take on two. So his option is basically to try and die or stay alive, and I think he does die. So unfortunately the timing is now slightly messed up because he now needs to get together with his guys, with his team, so that they can attack as a full unit. The payload is slowly being receded.
There we go. Yeah, and they only have a minute left to actually get this, and they've already lost plenty of time, so even if they win this, they're gonna have tough time actually getting it anywhere in the next round. And even this, now they're 3 against 2, but they will lose a member. Floaters Unite not pulling out the stops here, not really going as hard as they maybe should, although as I say, that Boot will die out. Then we'll get a kill on Trogdan, but Batsuka will get his final kill. But people coming in.
Oh, but they came straight in there. He had a moment, just a breath, where he was able to move that Flamingo forward, but they denied that immediately, and now it's going to be a 2v1, and if he doesn't win this fight out, which is very unlikely he will, then that Flamingo is going to start getting receded back again. But he gets his hands on it, gets taken out by a detonator, and now it's going to be all of these guys are all over this. Blast are still holding on to the fight, but there's still some guys that are basically saying, you do that, and we'll send the Flamingo back.
Just a slaughter by Blast, and as the last dying seconds of this round run out, we have our winner for the first one. The names were wrong, I apologize, but yeah, we have our first run, not even getting to the first checkpoint. I think Blast did a fantastic job just stopping them just constantly. They didn't really get to win any fights, and even when they did, the fights were so drawn out that they didn't have time to push the payload any farther than a couple of meters.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to be that the main strategy of this game was both teams go in, both teams go in, both teams go in. But unfortunately, most of the time, the Floaters Unite were face-to-face with Blurst. Blurst would win that fight. And if they managed to keep one guy behind, like Hackbuster, I often saw him, he was the last man surviving, he would kind of move around and try and stay alive rather than retreat. And if he died, which I think he did once or twice, that would actually cause a slight problem for Floaters Unite, because then they're dealing with a situation where now they're like, okay, we now need to wait for you to stay alive as well. So sometimes it's better to die as a 4 than to have one guy staying alive, drawing out some time, and then just dying just as the other 3 come in.
Yeah, we had this sort of, because we've had a 1 cup before a long time ago, where we had 1 cup of payload and just payload, and it was quite interesting to see that it more or less became a, what do you call it? It became a speed running competition. You want to be as efficient as possible. If one person dies or 2 people die, you all need to die. Maybe get some kills in the progress, but you all need to die. That's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, if 2 people from your team die and you kill 2 people, then fair enough, go 2v2. And maybe if you're really good enough and you know they're weak enough, then go for the 1v2. But if it's been a slaughter fest and you know that you've got 2 guys out, you need to make sure you're going out as well, because if you've got most of the team left, you're not going to win the fight, and by drawing it out, and it's just not going to do your team any good. It's a strategic death, so to speak.
Yeah,
and not every game has that.
No, it's quite interesting, but I think it's because most games don't actually have respawns anymore. It's a very old concept that's been kind of revitalized for this game. I quite enjoy it. It does make for some interesting meta that can develop. So I quite like it.
Mateus says, by the way, after this round, if you message him what the issue was with the setup, he can probably help between games. Because he is playing today.
Oh, wait, he isn't?
He is playing today, yes.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. I'll message him. I'll message him now. I know what the problem is. I just can't get it to work. So that's how that is sometimes. Unfortunately, this isn't a professional stream. This is just...
Whoa. Are you trying to say we're not professionals?
I'm saying we're not getting paid.
We are being paid by the community by having them...
God damn it.
It's our payment. Our payment is like community appreciation, and we don't get that either. So. In any case,
I mean, or in Jersey's case, we're being paid in penises. Now,
whoa, p word,
pennies. I don't know. Oh,
there you
we
go. Drago just. You got to split those bits with me. There's 50 of those bits mine. All right.
Hey! That wasn't the thing. I don't know, but we're starting off here. We are going to Dyson. Dyson seems to be our second map, and Blast just demolishing the attack that came a little bit late from Floaters Unite. Everyone seems to be dying. Batsuka does have a little bit of time left, maybe, if Lego can't get there, but he will get there. He'll get the kill for himself.
But Voodoo was hunted down then. He tried to get away, but whoever pursued him, I think it was Lego, would not let up, and Voodoo did actually end up getting slaughtered. So Blurst taking very early control right now. You can see that a couple of them are hanging out just above the point. Two of them are sitting on pillars, stacked, ready to do something, and they're basically set up completely right now, but they are going to spread out and go for the battles. Gecko looks like he's going to be the first to die along with Truck. Voodoo's dead. Hackbuster goes as well. It's just Batsuga alive versus 3. It's a battle and he's gone as well, and now it looks like they're going to have to just team up again and try and go into this as a 4.
Yeah, didn't even rotate the point, but didn't even need it as only one person died. Nilowik got that 3k for himself that you so desperately crave, even though the 4k is a little bit better. But an attack comes in, all 4 just boosting in, getting a kill for themselves right at the start, and this is where you want to give up the point. You don't really need the point right now, you just need to get out, but fortunately Lego didn't get the memo when he gets killed out. 2 players alive from Blast and 4 players alive from Floaters Unite, which means that they will get pushed off completely and will have to wait for their 2 players to get back, because they really can't do anything right now.
See, I'm seeing some meteor fire coming in, and it's gonna scatter them a little bit, because if they stay 2 stacked together, I can see them taking damage. The shields get taken down. You know, they're constantly having to be on their feet. But it does look like Floaters are in possession of the point at the moment. But Blast are not going to let them have that for long, and they're going in with a complete swarm right now. This is a full-on 4-man attack, and two of the members of Floaters are already dead, and I think the other 2 have just bailed, and it's going to be taken back by Blast.
And that's really what you want to do. You want to leave the point B so they capture it, because then when they get killed, they have a lot longer before they can actually get out and actually get in and take the point. You're gonna get a lot of percentage points on that. And yeah, going again here, just people receding back. You don't need this point. Now you want to get the kills. If you're Blast, you want to go in there and get everything that you can. Gonna look a little bit tough for them as they can't really hit all the shots they need, but as they boost in, get 2 kills for themselves, this is looking like it's more or less done.
Oh, it's complete wipeout from Blast. You see, Floaters had a great tactic then. They all went in, they all were aggressive, but when they got there, they were just picked apart by Blast.
Yeah, they're boosting in and they're getting that initial kill. It has really been successful, but Blast is this has happened twice, and now they've kind of figured out what's happening. They're just gonna recede back, not even gonna take that fight, and then they're gonna win because they need to kill them after they get the point, and you can see a kill before they get the point, maybe even 2 here. Just, I mean, it is almost unfair to watch this game. It is just terrible.
It was interesting. I just saw Gecko throw a healing grenade at the enemy then, and that was interesting. I think that happens sometimes when you take it, but it is going to be contested by Floaters. They are not letting go of this, and Blaster only got 5% away from winning this game, but I imagine they've got a good couple of attacks left in them. So Floaters are going to have to survive now for at least two onslaughts from Blast, and they haven't won many of those 1v1. So let's see what happens now.
As an attack comes in here from Blast, just taking down those shields so they can actually get some damage in. Getting a little bit of damage before they attack. Getting the first kill goes to Blast, second kill goes to Floaters Unite. And a lot of healing coming out, not being layered, so that is fantastic. Just stacking that healing as it should be. Everybody's just contesting it. Hackbuster doing his best to maybe get in there, but he will get killed out. And it's a 3v1. Batsuka does get a kill on the way out, but he will not manage to stop the onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, percentage-wise, that's close, but in terms of the fighting there, it wasn't at all. Every single time it was a 4v4, or to be absolutely fair, most of the time it was a 4v4. Blast did have the upper hand there, and they did manage to get the kills quicker. It seems to me that the stacking of heals that going on from Blast right now is just a lot better timed, a lot stronger than what floaters are presenting, and it just means that the damage they're doing back and forth is not that different, but the healing that are coming from Blast is just keeping them. I can just watch their health go down a bit and float back up again.
Yeah, they're really doing great, and Blast is just they see whatever Floaters Unite is pulling out, and then they're countering it one or two strategies after that. They're doing really good work in being very, very, what's that word? Resourceful? They can change. I don't know what the word is. I should know this, but I don't. First bit of fighting coming out here, not really too important as it only determines your first stance. It can determine a little bit, but...
Boop keeping the pressure on with that meteor. It's definitely doing a lot of damage because they are unable to sit down, and you can only be a little bit weak and floating away thinking you're safe, and you get a meteor just somewhere near you and you're going to get a lot of damage done on you. And that meteor from Boop right now, he's going for that instead of the comment. I think that's the right thing to do because he's keeping the pressure, he's keeping the stress on these guys, and then they're never able to actually settle, because if you've got a meteor coming in, that's a problem. I mean, if I was them, I would send someone over to Boop perhaps maybe to take him out, because he's definitely causing them issues right now. The big fight going on. It does look like this is going to be quite an even one. Lego seems to be taken out, so is Bats, which means it's going to be a 3v3. Lego can come back in no time at all, though, so considering that Floaters actually have possession. The war still goes on, and it looks like it's going to be a 1v1. It's Hack versus Boop, but no, there's someone else that's come into it now. It's Lego. He is going to exterminate him. That 1v1 was quickly turned into a 2v2 because even though Lego was killed, he came back in no time at all. It was good communication from them guys there to let him know that, look, don't worry about waiting for everyone. Come now and you'll have yourself a free kill.
Yeah, and especially since Boop, the meteor is not really a 1v1 weapon, so you wanna maybe have a friend in there so you can be some supporting fire. And yeah, here we go again, letting them take the point, going out, rotating out, and let's just see what they'll do here. Boosting in, getting that kill for themselves. First kill goes to Blast, second kill goes to Blast, the third one goes to Blast, and this is just a terrible situation for Batsuka to be in.
Another wipeout, but look at those stacked heals. You can just see that electricity just I think there was at least two going on at once then, and you know, Lego got down to some really dangerous health at one point, but they were just constantly being healed, and I didn't see the same stacked heals happening from Floaters.
Oh, I think you might be confusing it. The heals does not stack, unfortunately, so you need to have one heal going and then another heal going and then another heal going.
When I mean stack, I beg your pardon, I mean you're healing and then you're healing and then you're healing.
Exactly.
We should call it piled or grouped or whatever.
Sequential. There we go. But yeah, Truckdor unfortunately killing himself. Just no one else even. And Batsuka being the last one alive, but he is nowhere near the pad. But Blast just going and wiping the floor every time. Floaters Unite doing their best to make something work, but it's tough.
Consecutive heals, that's the right word. I forgot that stack is actually a gaming term for when they mount up on top of each other, meaning, you know, healing twice would mean something. But again, percentage-wise, it is still quite a close one as it stands. And if Floaters are able to win this fight, then they will be able to probably catch up and equalize with them. But it doesn't look like they will. Blast are sticking together, and look at all that electricity. Okay, all right, it might not be stacking, but one is running out, and then consecutively, the other one is coming into it. And that just means that healing-wise, they are not losing it.
And right now, because they did not give up the point, they do actually have a little bit to go before they can kill them. So if they win this fight, Blast will be home free for the whole game. They do get a couple of kills.
It looks like Floaters are going in one by one, and getting killed one by one, and that means that this game is going to go to Blast 100% to 43.
There we go. So to maybe save on time a little bit, I'll go out of this quickly as possible. Good game to Blast. They did really well. I'll just see if I can fix this. CCTV flag should be on here. Oh no, wait, that's you. You can see my screen. I thought everyone could see my screen.
No, it's fine. Yeah, if you just message what your issue was to Mateus, he should be able to do some magic for you.
Mateus. Your name is really tough to spell, but you're right there. So, good game to Blast. That's, of course, our first round. Now, we didn't get to see actually all 3 games. So what happens is, as before, we had, I think there was Dyson, and then Combustion. Now we will have Fission, Dyson, and then Combustion. If we go to a 3rd round, it does not seem likely, as most games really don't. They tend to be 2-0s. Unless we have a really high skilled.
I think that in terms of competition right now, the best lineup in terms of how close it's going to be is probably going to be Toxic Units versus Floaters Unite. I also think Gravity versus Blurst is going to be quite a decent match. Obviously, there's going to be the complete favor to Gravity, as they are absolutely undefeated in this tournament so far in terms of actual losses, but maybe Blast are improving. Who knows?
They definitely are, and we've seen Blast get Gravity down on Combustion. God damn, this is lagging a little bit. We have seen them getting down on Combustion because Blast have been practicing that, but this being the 3rd map is actually not likely to come out at all. So we might just see Gravity just because they are so strong on Dyson, and we don't actually know how strong they are on Fission, but I think they should be up there. We're probably not going to see them lose.
I mean,
much.
I would expect them to win, but the thing is, it's a brand new game mode for the ESL, and it's not something that I imagine they would have practiced that much. It could just come down to raw 1v1s, which again I would still say are probably going to, be a win for Gravity, but I think it might be a little bit closer than we were expecting. So it looks like Gravity beat Toxic Units 2-0, which I don't think anyone was not expecting. I have Jago Boss in a helicopter flying around the arenas, picking up all the results and then sending them to me. If only there was an easier way, but whatever.
What? I'm very confused right now.
Don't worry. That got me. I wonder how random that analogy is. I wonder how confusing that'll be. And you're like,
well, as long as
like
it's not
Scooby-Doo.
Vacuum cleaner salesman or whatever the hell.
That was a good one. He was sold
analogy.
like a vacuum cleaner salesman.
Yeah,
Listen,
you don't
in the
sell
old days,
salesmen.
why not? Where do you think?
And slavery is
if
illegal.
a salesman goes, if I want the job as a salesman, I have to go to an interview. I have to sell myself to that person. They're going to pay me money, right, for my services. Therefore, they are paying for that service. I have sold myself to them. Right? Simple.
I mean,
Get wrecked.
I mean, that's not how it works at all.
Of course it is.
But okay, we'll agree to
listen.
disagree, given that you're wrong. So
All you have to do, Milaren, is take a fact and then you stretch it as thin as you can. Sprinkle some.
Then I'll get more.
Sprinkle some conjecture on it, and that's what you need to do. And that's simple.
Don't actually know what conjecture is.
Conjecture is like where you kind of like if you're to have conjecture, it's just added unnecessary filler in imagine. Like if I said to you, okay, if I went down the street and bought some milk, and I went down the street, and on the way there I saw a puppy, and it's all just conjecture. And you know what? I know who can do this better. Alexa, define conjecture.
Damn Alexa.
The noun conjecture is usually defined as the formation or expression of an opinion or theory without sufficient evidence for proof.
There we go. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, thanks. Alexa, just unplug yourself.
So, are we going to trust you or Alexa on this one? It's my question.
Would you mean Alexa, who's literally set up with the internet and Google, and actually I think she uses Bing. Blech. But anyway, she still has access to the internet versus me, who's just got very, very slightly above average IQ. But I feel like everyone I've ever met has had an above average IQ. Can you I don't think I've ever met anyone with an IQ of 100.
Well, you,
Like,
you
everyone-
probably have, but most people use online tests which are never to be trusted, and IQ shouldn't really be trusted either. But that's a whole other discussion.
Well, I mean, I would argue that IQ is a better way of measuring intelligence over, say, how well you remember stuff in school. Like, for example,
for sure. But it's about as good as measuring your intelligence as giving your height to a doctor would be enough evidence for him to have, like, you know, to say that you have cancer. Like, that's it is really connected. Yeah, exactly. It is really connected that much. But again, that's a whole different. That's a long discussion. That
see, that is the. You know what? You just provided us with the best example of conjecture, an opinion without any evidence. Good job. Did you message Matthias, by the way?
Don't have the time
Did
to
you?
give it. Yeah.
And has he got anything magical for us to do? And Kaz, let's try that out. Alexa, dispose of yourself.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Interesting. Alexa, self-destruct.
Auto-destruction in 5.
Oh crap! No! Stop! Alexa,
2,
stop!
1.
I didn't think that was gonna work. Wait, I don't know what happens when he does it now. Alexa, self-destruct?
Command code not recognized.
Wait, what?
Self-destruct sequence not initiated.
Hang on.
What?
Hang on. Wait, I did it before. Alexa, self-destruct. Command code 6969.
I'll start the self-destruct
Okay.
sequence, but only on the understanding that you dramatically cancel it at the last second.
I did last time. I literally did that. Alexa, self-destruct.
Command code not
Ah,
recognized.
for the love of...
Through all
Self-destruct
this.
sequence not initiated.
Alexa, self-destruct, or I will destruct you. Wait, is that English?
I will
Sorry,
destroy
I
you.
don't know that.
Alexa, self-destruct.
Auto-destruction in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. That did not go as planned.
Okay, that was really disappointing.
That was flaccid, I think the word is.
I mean, the alternative, of course, is that she actually exploded. And can you imagine that? It'd be like, people are saying, "How did you let someone die when you? How are these Alexas built to self-destruct?" And they're like, "Well, we didn't. The person asked it to self-destruct. What did they expect?" It literally says on Amazon has surround sound speakers, room-to-room communication, and 16 grams of C4. I don't know why no one read that. That would make a lot of sense.
It would be great for the stream, though.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? If it just
would.
help. Although I can't
I
imagine
can just-
if a bomb goes off, I would be able to say help. I think that'd be it, wouldn't it?
I mean, it depends on how close it is to you, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's literally right here. You see, I use it in my tutorial about videos, so it tends to be quite close to the mic. But yeah, it's that would be kind of annoying. Or if it just broke itself. No, the stream is a little bit laggy right now, Ravel. I'm not 100% sure why. I'll be an answer. Malaran, did you manage to fix the?
No, it's because I have to stream it 2 times, basically.
Oh, it's because it's basically sharing as well.
Yes,
Did Matthias give you anything magical to fix it?
Matthias has not been a unicorn today. But wait, that other trick I had. Let me trick you.
You sounded like her then. You're like, let me trick you.
Let me trick you.
Okay. Let me see if we've got any more updates on the scores where you try and fix that. It does still look like part-time Pew Pew are still fighting Spastic Crabs. Frozen Space are still fighting the Casual Echoes, and I honestly don't know who's going to win from that one. I would probably put Frozen Space ahead of that by a little bit. But that explains why Matthias is not getting back to you. He is in Frozen Space. He is currently still playing. That will explain why he hasn't got back to you. So yeah, the stream's going to be a little bit laggy until we do fix that issue. But I'm not really sure.
Okay,
What you
I might have an
do.
idea here. It does involve going in and looking at the logs, which isn't... I mean, you know, we'll figure it out. Ooh, the build is called Goldmaster. So,
Alexa, talk Klingon?
Sorry, I don't know that.
What?
Don't know Klingon? Kind of no.
Alexa, do you speak Klingon?
Kaplach.
What the hell? That scared the Jesus out of me. She didn't like the lights went down, right? As if like nothing was going to happen. And then she was like, blah, blah. I don't like that. I don't like that. Stop making me do things that jump scare me. Like I don't want to deal with that.
But from what I know, that's Klingon.
Alexa, beatbox.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Alexa, in the house. Okay.
Don't beatbox on my stream.
Sorry,
Damn it.
I'm not sure.
Whoa! Alexa, stop! Oh my God, that reminds me of those old synthesizer keyboards that everyone had in like early 2000s. Yeah, Klingon is technically now an actual language in the same way that Na'vi is in the real language from
Stop.
Avatar. But there is an exclusive group of people whom learn it and speak it, and let's just say that exclusive group of people, they don't exactly have relations. Interpret that as you will. In any case, if you speak Klingon and you were offended by that, write me an email in Klingon explaining why it upset you, and we will get back to you.
Asking for trouble. Okay. I have
They're not real
They're not real people. What do you?
Wait, what have you got?
Okay. Try joining this one.
We're not in. Oh, did you get into one?
No, not yet. But I'm just testing it out, just seeing if it works. This is
Smart man. Oh, you gave me. Hang on. You gave me the code, but not the thing. So let me just do this. Okay, let's see if this works, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Bourne, it's Jesus Christ. Alright, here we go.
Okay, if it does work, it's gonna be... it's gonna be weird.
Failed entitlement check. You must have purchased and downloaded the application via Oculus Store. Hold on! Are you telling me I don't own Echo Combat?
Are you... No, you played in things before. You have to.
Of course, I definitely own that. I bought it the second it came out to support, Ready at Dawn, which we should all do. But why is it telling me that?
Okay, wait,
That's hold on.
Hold on. Try this one instead. We're just testing things out here while we have a little bit of
Basically,
time.
I don't have my headset. Yeah, it's off for repairs, and so we're kind of. We know this works for Arena, but we don't know. We haven't tested this on Combat, and it's our little get around or a little workaround. No, failed entitlement check. Wow, that's really edgy.
You are not entitled enough.
That's really bizarre. Let me just message that to Mateus.
Well, I'm just going in the logs and seeing it, but hopefully Mateus will have a thing, or else the stream is going to be laggy today. I do apologize. It won't be
Start
tomorrow.
Your Oculus client. Okay.
You'll have your headset by next.
I mean, I didn't have my Oculus client running, so let me try that one, because that might be why.
Might be it.
That might be why. Since you said it. Let me try that now. And if this does work, then Drago, you have fixed my life today.
Life. That's a whole thing.
No, failed entitlement check. Damn. So yeah, same thing. Because it was just loading up my client anyway. That's annoying. Welcome to the life of Revive. Wow.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Is there a way to lower your Discord screen share quality? I would rather me see it worse than them see it worse. So
stop staring your screen, and then just 420 15. Yeah, there we go. This is gonna be tough for you to look at, but there we go.
Holy moly, that's emotional. Just look around for me. Oh, jeez Louise, that's going to be difficult. No, that's fine. I mean, you're here. That's not a problem. It's better the stream isn't laggy. So can someone confirm that the stream is now silky smooth?
It's probably not going to be silky smooth. Probably going to be a little bit better though. So I'm not streaming 720p video twice.
All right. Well,
yeah. For anyone that's wondering, I am a student, so I don't have the funds to like make a fiber line myself and make this silky smooth. Unfortunately, if I did, I would do it.
So poor excuse, Malaren. Poor excuse.
Well, I mean, you can just give me some money. Apparently, you have money to spend on sushi. $1,000.
You said that like sushi was the pinnacle of wealth. Like that. One day, I'm gonna save up my money and buy sushi.
Well, I mean, if I can afford to buy what £50 worth of sushi for myself, then yeah.
I have a massive spending problem. Couldn't you just hop in as a separate spectator? No, that's the problem, Kaz. My headset is done dead. I've sent it off for repairs. That's normally what we would do, but instead I'm literally rip. So we're gonna have to do it this way, but it's fine. It just means Malaren, you can keep up with most of the action, and I can point out all the blurry people that are shooting at stuff, and provide analysis where I can, and we'll just do it that way. And we know that the arena one worked for tomorrow, hopefully. So
we'll just real quick need to restart the call. So just a second. This should work. Are you there?
Howdy, howdy.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, it started lagging again, but we're doing the best we can. Sure thing. So I think we are going to have some more results coming in shortly. Yes, we've got Spastic Crabs versus Part-Time Pew Pew, and it was the Crabs that won 2-0. I have some information that Payload took a long time between the Echoes and Frozen Space, but they have finished their game, and the score will be updated very soon. I see you with a baseball bat in your hand. Are you having fun? I'm trying to think, because you're lagging again, so I'm trying to think what it could be.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, voice connected. Oh. Ooh, let's try this again. He can hear me.
That's much worse now.
Oh, it's better for me though.
Okay. Well, no, it's good now. I think it was just momentarily a bit. Bleh.
Wow, this is a. Let's call it an interesting stream. There we go. We were a bit overdue for some technical issues, and oh boy, they've all come at once. So, hopefully.
You know, they say though, you wait ages for a bus, and then two crash into each other, and you have to wait longer. That might not be that isn't the saying. That's not the saying, actually.
I think I understood what you said, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, that's not the saying at all. Winning payload only counts as 1 point, right? Kaznaz, over to you.
Yep, it will. Winning payload will only count as 1 point.
Alright, those are the information as well. So I've been playing combat the previous 2 weeks, but now I'm out of competition completely for this season at least, which means I can focus on actually learning how it all works, because I can never do that when I'm playing it for some reason. Mateus has no idea about the failed entitlement check, so I think the only thing I can recommend is that we just have to continue doing it this way. And the stream is looking more or less smooth though, so that's the thing.
Okay, I would like your voice to be smooth though.
Yeah, it's really, really laggy for some reason.
There we go. Let's try this. Let us try this. Nope. Okay, here's the plan. Wait, when the matchups come up, do tell, because then we'll just go into one of those and fix it after the next game. But,
okay, I'm going to do one thing that Drago suggested though. Really use beta settings. Okay, so beta, and I'm going to do restart list. So let's try this. So can you give me another session thing, dude? Can you just try it out for me?
I'm having trouble getting the session ID. But if it works for Arena, it should work for... hold on a minute. If this works, it's a combat thing. It's not an Arena thing.
Okay.
It's
okay, so we've got
combat
Crabs versus Grav, Floaters versus Part-Time, Casual versus Toxic, Frozen versus Worst. I really... There are no games there that are going to be particularly close, so I'm not sure what to go with, really.
Anybody have any suggestions in chat, possibly?
There's literally all combinations of things that wouldn't be amazing. Yeah, casual Toxic, or Floaters Part-Time. Maybe. Yeah, okay, maybe Floaters and Part-Time. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you're. Yeah. No one has any idea. Wait. Oh, wait. Matthias is apparently retarded. He said that himself. That wasn't me.
So he's got fixed for life itself.
Oh, god damn it.
What?
We can't make it work. So of course, the API is not... Well, he might have a solution. Maybe.
Oh, this is so bad. Hang on. Why is it so choppy?
It's basically because I'm streaming twice.
But it was better when it was higher resolution.
Now it's good.
For now.
Okay. So which was the game that we were gonna go into?
They're still deliberating over this. So again, please, guys, which game are we going for? Because I'm still not sure. We've got Casual versus Toxic, Frozen versus Blast. I honestly feel like, yeah, maybe Casual. Okay, maybe Float Pastime versus Casual Toxic. So let me see if I can get to that game.
Nice, great. We might have a working solution in a little bit.
Let me just go over to VRL. Do the thing.
Oh man.
I don't know who. Oh god. Who is the guy in Toxic? Who's the one? So Dominic. And then who are they against? Toxic is versus. Is it versus Floaters?
Was it?
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm just gonna ask Prop to invite us again.
Oh, okay.
A toddler? Who's toddler?
Toddler?
Oh, it's like putting a toddler versus a sumo wrestler. I get it now. I read the other bit first. Okay, Floaters versus Part-Time.
We might have a thing.
Okay. Good thing, bad
Needs to
thing.
be changed. Hold. Edit with idle. Come on.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate the help.
There we go. It's just the game directory, so it's this thing that should be edited here.
Lawrence just currently hacking into the Matrix, so please do excuse him. Even the typing is lagged.
Yeah, the Pentagon is currently being hacked by none other than, well, not me, because that's gonna be a huge legal thing. So
Kazmaz, you're in the VR spawn team, right?
Hey dude, press this button. Press this button. Yeah. Go.
Sounds okay. Hello, sir. This is me and my ordinary thing.
Okay. Wait. We'll just test it real quick. Did you send the thing? Send a message.
What? What?
Did you send a message to the people to get us in there?
Yes, instead of Drago. I don't know if they've already started.
Hopefully they haven't. We'll test this real quick. And wait, it's Draco? Draco and who?
I believe they are probably starting with us, but they haven't said anything, so we'll see.
Okay, do you have your thing ready?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. There's the thing.
Okay, let me just change the code then for this one. Why does it do it like that? Alright, let's hope this works.
Straight go.
Failed entitlement check.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll speak to David about this. I mean, to be honest with you, it won't be an issue next weekend. Anyway, but it's still something that they might want to be looking at.
Well, it's because the API I don't think is enabled. But either way, we should probably go into our next game and just work with what we've got. So you might be a little bit choppy, you might not be. I don't know. It's kind of changing around a little bit. So it is not Drago because Drago's in the chat. So it is the wonderful dude that is called something that I'll remember when I see it. Marcel's in there, right?
Yeah. If it remains choppy, then to be honest with you, I'll probably just stop streaming it for a bit, and I'll just provide like imaginary analysis after the game's happened and let you cast it, because I won't be able to do anything without annoying everyone with choppy voice.
Yeah, let's
just try hanging up and starting again. Okay, so just be cool for.
Yep. There we go. We should get this gone. Start voice call.
Alright. Test.
That is doing a lot better. Okay, so we might just need to restart the call a little bit.
Try sharing it now, and if it starts lagging out again, then I'll just stay on the call as an audible thing.
Yeah.
That seems to be okay at the moment. Oh, you got into the game then?
I did. I think. Wait,
Cool.
Betsuga? Yeah. Oh, that's the right one.
Alrighty. Alright, I think they're starting up now.
They should be.
Hey, the lag has stopped.
Oh, we're still needing one person.
That's right, we are.
Oh, and you are sounding a lot better.
That's better. We just probably have to do that now and then.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so that is Floaters Unite versus. Oh, what are they called?
Part-time Pew Pew,
Part-time Pew
which
Pew,
is made up of some Echo Arena players. They're not dreadful, these guys, and you know, I don't expect them to win. I'll be honest. I did play against them when I was you know, playing with Floaters Unite, and it wasn't really much of a close game, if I'm honest. But it should still be interesting to see Floaters this time winning those 1v1s, just to show that, you know, it's not one team that's dominating everyone, except for, of course, Gravity, which are right now, but that's mostly due to the strategies that they incorporate along with well-rehearsed fights in a 1v1 situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've been doing quite well, and I think it was really good of them. Sorry, good of them. I say, good for them to have a trainer in Jersey to have that going. And I'm aware the overlay is not going to work for this. Sorry about that. We'll just have to read off if it closes off beforehand. We'll have to read off how many meters that is. Sorry about that. just another problem on the train of just destruction that is going through the stream right now. In either case, this is probably not what we're going to see part-time Pew Pews. You don't want to be in there. You don't want to be in this aggressive positioning, because then you can just get shot from behind the shields, and that's not going to be good for you. Now, they are going back, maybe. I don't know what they're doing. They might be baiting out something, and they might be kind of confusing them with their positioning, but they should get back now-ish if they want to do that.
I mean, the defense right now are just setting up. That's all they were doing. They're placing an arc mine, I think. Kind of just surveying the area, and now they're in their defensive setup. But it does look like they are going to be the first ones to make the principal damage. Although I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but Voodoo is the first one taken out, which means it is actually part-time. I've got more men on the arena, but Roscoe's taken out as well, which means it's now a fair 3v3, but they're not looking good, as Jolly is taken out as well, as along with Middle and Gob, so I believe that is them wiped out until they get together. As you can see, Troc killing 3 people from part-time.
They were really defending very, very far up. You usually see them back here. Defending that far up is very, very dangerous, as we saw, because you have a lot of defensive positioning. If you are the attacking team, it's very easy for you to do a lot of damage. And we see 2 people here going out, just again taking the attack very, very far up again. But we have a split from what are they called? Part-time Pew Pew. We have them splitting up. Not the best idea in the world. But yeah, wait. I'm not. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, things are really going weird. I'll fix that in a bit. Hackbuster, you need to stay on the thing, man. If not, it don't go.
You gotta stay on the thing, man, or it don't go.
It don't go if you don't stay on. So, speaking of things that don't go, Jolly's life is unfortunately ended a little bit too soon for his liking, as Hackbuster goes back, takes on the payload, and everyone from Floaters Unite is just getting kills. They're all getting kills no matter what the weapon, no matter what the 1v1 is. They're getting some kills, and that's really helping them out a lot. Of course, now I say that Bazooka will just miss out an important one. But there we go.
It's going to be a bit of a tunnel fight going on right now, but Voodoo is going to be the winner of that one. And now Gobshite and Middleman, they need to get out of there and wait for their team so they can all go in together, but Middleman is actually going to be killed before they get back, and this is the problem with attacking one after another or 2v2. You need to go in as a 4. I mean, Gobshite then desperately trying to get some kind of damage on the team despite having low health. I understand the panic behind that. Then he threw a what's it called, the pink grenade that goes boop. What's it called? That's the one, also known as the pink grenade that goes boop, and it didn't manage to do too much damage with it, but it was a noble effort.
It was a noble effort, and we are, of course, having our first 2 checkpoints already been done. We have our last checkpoint here, which is the toughest one bazooka in a fight for Jolly GG.
Great instant heal there. Probably the thing that saved him, because Batsuga was actually losing that fight a little bit, but he gave himself an instant heal, and then Jolly went for a shock grenade, which didn't work out, and then another guy from Floaters got involved, and Jolly died.
We see that arc mine coming out preemptively. Of course, it has been changed, so it will go off after 1 second no matter what, so you can't just put it down. A face being used. Fantastic. We don't see those too often, Voodoo. Just going in, grab with that Nova, just either distracting or getting kills. It doesn't really matter. It is this close now, only a couple of meters left, and if no one gets on now, it's going to be a loss for this round for part-time Pew Pew. They're playing in not optimally, I want to say. That
part-time Pew Pew, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a reason they call themselves part-time as well. They don't play a lot of combat. They pretty much only turn up for the Saturday events, but they do play quite well as a team. You know, they also play an arena.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be in favor of the Floater 2 Night event versus these guys, because they are, you know, they take the game quite seriously. They practice, they scrim, and they are still a very new team. And I imagine they're going to improve quite a bit. And I don't think a team like Part-Times are going to keep up.
What's happening here? Well, we have Truckdoor not going out, just opting to wait a little bit. I don't know. I don't think he knew the round was starting, but now they're going out, setting up. But yeah, I wanna echo that what you said. You really are gonna favor the people that have played this game longer, because despite what people are saying, a meta is definitely forming. There is definitely a lot of good things about playing the game a lot more, because you know what people are going to do, probably. You know how to set up, you know how to use your weapons, you know all those things. You have a better hold of the meta. Ooh, a face coming out here. Gobshite going out alone. He won't get much use out of it if he's just alone, though, as that can be taken out very easily. Although Voodoo will be distracted, and Roscoe will come in from the back, taking him out. See if he can get another kill for himself. He looks like he's maybe going to it, as it is a Comet he's going up against. Ooh, this sensitivity. You weren't kidding. More metas than one, I can see Robo created. That is very good. Oh, Batsuka being the last one alive. Let's see if he can get some kills. He will get shot from a Comet in the head, which means he does have very little health to deal with anything with. Coming out here, just the defense just scrambling, making anything happen at all. It's gonna be tough for part-time Pew-Pews. Sorry, not part-time Pew-Pews. That's Florida's Unite that's under defense. It's going a little bit different than I expected then. Wait, are you... Oh. Wait, what happened? Am I... Oh, something happened. Oh, that's why he isn't talking. Our call just randomly failed. I was getting worried there. Call unavailable. It might be that Discord is just giving up. I'm not too sure. I don't. Well, god damn it. There we go. But in any case, the Flamingo is going back. Part-time Pew-Pews have been pushed out. This card really has been whack. It's been weird. Ooh, going out here, part-time Pew-Pews trying to get themselves some kills, but are getting killed in the process. Hackbuster and Batsuka doing all the work that is needed to just bring this push to its knees. One person getting killed and getting catapulted away. I'll cast from here. Yeah, I don't know what is happening. It seems like the call is just unavailable. I don't know what that means. Well, apart from it being unavailable, of course. But it's just gonna be me. It's just gonna be like the good old days where it was just me. We didn't have Tutorialbot, didn't have Jesse. It was a much worse stream. There we go. So, as our round goes into its final seconds, only 10 of them left. It is looking less and less likely for part-time Pew-Pews to get back from this. They have one last push right here, although it is a 2 versus 3, one of them being very low, but only a Comet and a Meteor is out for them. Gonna be tough. And just as we see part-time Pew-Pew, I don't know if he just missed the holding on. Oh?
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
It works.
It works. There we go.
Ha! They thought they could stop me, but they couldn't.
Again, flaccid is how I would describe that.
Indeed. Diddly doodly. So, it looks like Floaters Unite had a little bit of a stomp there with their defense.
Yes, definitely. Well,
indeed. So.
Kind of, because they did get pushed quite far back. We almost saw the first checkpoint being taken, but they kind of reclaimed that lost space. They kind of went back and just regrouped and got in there and just pushed those final 3 attacks back, and there wasn't really much that part-time Pew-Pews could do. Maybe they have a different time on Dyson. Let's hope they do, because I want to see Combustion, even though it's a little bit broken. I do want to see it.
Yeah, I don't expect to see a huge change in the competitiveness between these two teams just because we're moving to Dyson. But in any case, I think it still could be somewhat of a good match.
That out. Thank you, David. David, of course, being a wonderful. Damn it, Robo Creator. David, of course, being a wonderful developer, he's just told me that the follow cam is working a lot better, so I'll try that out a little bit, see how that goes.
I just report the slight oversensitive thing that we've got going on.
Yeah. David, after this, I'll send a full thing about what's good, because it seems the sticks, so the free cam is going a little bit weird. with a lot
Also,
of controls.
since you popped your head up, just to let you know, when I tried to join via the magic code that Mateus did it, it came up with that I had a failed entitlement check, as if I would not have bought this wonderful game. I mean,
Welcome to the section of this cast that is the on-air tech support. We've had this going on for quite a while now. The on-air tech support. Move really slow as you speed down. Okay, yeah, it's the up and down that's weird. But you know, there we go.
yeah,
So
it
we
just
have,
seems more. Yeah, it just seems more sensitive. Poor David. He turns up, says, "Oh, by the way, we did an improvement." We're like, "Fix this!"
God
Sorry about
damn it, David. No, we love you, man.
He should really make like an incognito like name, so that he can just go in there and be like, "Hey, word on the street is that this fix has been released," but I don't know. And then
Sources
you know,
tell me.
yeah,
Instead of
know,
rad,
like,
just use bad.
kind of like how Peter Parker would take the photos of Spider-Man. You know, he could just sort of be like, you know, I was hanging out with David as I sometimes do, but not too much, so I can't pass things on to him. And we got talking, and it turns out there's some improvements going. I don't have any more details than that, so definitely don't ask me. But that would be, I don't know, it might be a good idea.
Might be. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think Spider-Man would have worked quite as well if he was a game developer. Not saying game
Whoa! Are
developers
you saying that?
Just
Are you
saying
saying
it's
Red
not
David
as-
is not on par with Spider-Man? Unbelievable! I can't believe
mean,
you'd say such a thing.
Someone had to say it. Speaking of things, someone had to say it. Sorry, man. We have a little bit of a slow start from what we're used to here. That is not part-time Pew Pew. That is, the names are wrong. We have Floaters Unite going out, being a little bit aggressive, as we've usually seen them. Hackbuster getting very, very low, but getting a kill in the progress, at least in the proxy of Voodoo. I'll just fix the names real quick.
Yeah, I'm unable to provide too many details right now as I've got like a 240-bit rate stream going on Discord screen share instead. But it does look like it's going as expected, with Floaters United taking full control of most of these fights. They're holding the point quite aggressively. I think they're quite adamant to kill off the rest of these other guys so that they can take it a little bit further as well.
Yeah, I think as expected is the right way to say this. Part-time Pew Pews going in... Well, they're going in as a team now, but... See, they're splitting up again, and you really... This is a very, very team-focused game. If you want to split up, you want to do it 2 and 2. You don't just want to send one person out there, because he's probably gonna get killed. Now, there's a 1v1 out there, but the more exciting 3v3 in here. Voodoo, Trogdan, and Voodoo get kills for themselves. Voodoo getting that last one. Trogdan just making sure it's not a 4K for him. God damn it, Trogdan.
They managed to get 3% of control. I imagine they're going to want a little bit more than that. But just at 3%, Floaters United decided that was enough for them. They'd had enough of the point, and they went in there, exterminated everyone else that was left over, and now they're going to hold that point and try and keep it. And as you can see right now, you've got some meteor fire going down. You've got some tunnel action as well, and Voodoo's going to go in there straight on. He's going to take one guy out. He's going to move around. He's going to finish off Gobshite as well. And then that will be over pretty much for the possibility of controlling that point from part-time Pew Pews. And look at the positioning right now. They're just no matter where they're going to come from, Floaters are just like, we see you.
Yeah, they're just gonna stop them. They just have to stop them for another 10%. So this attack, if it fails, is gonna be round. It's gonna be for Floaters Unite. And it looks like with that first and second kill, it is looking very, very tough for part-time Pew Pew. Roscoe just doing his best with that Comet, but a 1 versus 4 with a Comet is gonna be tough no matter what. Even if they all have 1 health, it's...
Absolutely, and it looks like it's just 3% on the board from part-time Pew Pew. Floaters United probably going to try and increase their win to 100% to 0% in this next round, and I imagine that part-time Pew Pew are going to try and increase their 3% to a little bit more than that as well. But we will see what happens. I mean, we didn't expect it to be overly different, but it seems to be going as expected anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's part-time Pew Pew is, as you said, part-time, and it's tough playing this game part-time because there's a lot you need to.
There's a lot of I feel like with combat the strategies and meta has not even begun to unravel at the moment. It really hasn't.
Yeah. And even then it's still quite complicated in some respects. Floaters Unite, I'm not sure what they're doing. They seem to be looking at what's happening in the game and not participating.
So I believe what they're doing right now is they're using the map to discover where they are, and they're going to go in now and they're going to exterminate, and having already known exactly where the positionings are. So, and this exactly seems to be what they're doing right now. Jolly is already taken out of the fight. Trock has got a bit of a fight on his hands, and he's taken out. But Gobshite is also got a bit of contention right now. He's low on health, but he's able to get a little bit out of the way. Does look like a pretty good back and forth right now. Roscoe exterminating one person. Can't see who that is because it's blurry, but I know he's low.
It looks like Voodoo actually won that out. I did not expect that because part-time PewDiePiews did have a very strong showing. They do get the last kill, but someone gets in as a...
Both teams have got 3% right now. Well, no, it's just moved up. That's a shame. I was going to say, right now they have managed to meet their 3% quota, and I'm hoping they're going to overtake that. But it is actually Floaters United that have got control of it right now, although there is a juicy fight going on, and it looks like it's going to be a 3v2. So it could actually end up being part-time PewDie who win this one out if they do it quickly and take more than 3%. It's just one last guy on the point, and they are killing it in, but Floaters are not stopping. They're sending one man in after another, and now part-time PewDie have taken control. They are gonna get more than 3%. Boom! They beat their quota, and they are on. They are going for it right now. They are on the way to matching what Floaters have got. Let alone take that. They have overtaken them. They have actually overtaken them, and now Floaters are going to have to take this seriously and go in there as a 4 and take them on, because their quota of 3% has been greatly exceeded.
But as you're saying that, they go in, get those 3 kills, and it's gonna be
straight
tough.
Away, as soon as I said it, Floaters United, they were like, well, we have a quota as well, and that's 100%. So they're going to aim for what they're going to be, which is hopefully 100% as far as they're concerned. But I have to say, I was a lot better in those fights from part-time PewDie. You know, maybe if they became full-time, they could do a little bit more damage in this. And they've taken control of the point again. They just need to exterminate this, and it looks like a juicy 3v3. Lots of floating happening right now, but unfortunately it is the Floaters United that are united. So they are going to win this fight out, and they will take back control.
Now, because we saw part-time PewDie taking the point, it's going to be quite a while before they can all 4 get back. A little bit of damage might come out from the 2 remaining players, but still, we're going to see that go up to 65, maybe 70% before anything happens. So that is quite a bit of play from them here. Ooh, and a Meteor just making sure that those people in the tunnel won't be too comfortable being in there. You want to get out.
You can never be comfortable hanging on to each other when there is anyone with a Meteor, and splitting up is pretty much your only option. There's a good detonate grenade coming out, but that guy does end up getting eliminated, unfortunately. Battle has gone completely in the favor of Floaters United, and they are saying, look, you got 29, that's way beyond your quota, don't be greedy, we're taking it out, and we're going to meet ours of 100, and it does look like this is going to be game. But I have to say, I was a lot more impressed with the fighting from part-time. You know, they won some genuine 2v2s. They won some genuine 3v3s. You can't take that from them. They actually won those engagements. And maybe, like I said, they take a little bit of overtime, you know, go for a little bit more full-time, and they might be able to become a stronger team in this competition.
Yeah, they definitely did a lot better. And also, I want to highlight that, fortunately, Floaters Unite did a huge mistake in the middle of that, in which they just sent in people one by one to hold on to the point, and then they all got killed. So that effectively just lowered it effectively just extended the full length of the round and the full length before they could all get out by quite a bit, and that was an unfortunate mistake for them, but they did get back. But yeah, part-time PewDie does have a lot of potential, but you need to really just play more, not be part-time.
So the results in for the current games is that Team Gravity beat Spastic Crabs as expected, 2-0. Blast beat Frozen Space as expected, 2-0. Toxic Units and Casual Echoes are still fighting, I believe. Floaters Unite did beat Part-Time Pew Pew 2-0 as we just saw. So I think we're just waiting on this last game, and then our next lineup. Hopefully, we're gonna have Gravity versus Blast. That's what we all want to see, and we also want to see Floaters versus Toxic. I actually think that is going to be quite a close game because Toxic are not that bad at all at this game, and I genuinely think that they have the ability to take at least a round from Floaters. I know they got quite close to doing so the last game, so last week, beg your pardon. So let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm really what we're what the game that we're looking for is Blast versus Gravity.
Blast. It's Blast. Don't mistake that with the team that played at Leicester versus Eclipse and almost stomped them with the clearing boost. Blast. This is Blast, which is has the inclusion of synergy player Nillywick, and this is Blast.
This is Blast.
Not to be mistaken with the legendary team Blast.
Okay, is that the full title? Blast,
What,
not
Blast?
to be mistaken with the legendary team Blast.
It could be. I'll have to have my people speak to Gecko's people and see if we can come up with some marketing for their team. You know what? They don't have a manager. Perhaps, managers being casters seems to be quite a popular thing right now. Perhaps this is my calling. Maybe I should don the old suit, get in there and start managing the team. I imagine it would be a bit of a PR nightmare, as Jazzy often
I was
says.
about to say. I mean,
Gecko's a little bit rock and roll, to say the least. But
what are you talking about? Gecko? He's
Well,
a saint.
I would never refer otherwise, but I said he's rock and roll. I made it cool. I made it like throwing TVs out of hotel windows and things like that. So we are still waiting for Toxic Unix versus Casuals, and then we are going to be moving on to our next lineup, which I'm hoping is going to be Blast versus Gravity. Al Pacino donning the "Hello Sir" tutorial bot Twitch emoticon.
Don't bring that trash here.
What trash?
I just felt like being really aggressive right now because it's really hot in here. and
You
I'm
know
just
what?
very
I'm gonna make a new T-bot video soon, and I'm gonna
You're
refer
gonna
to you
make
in it.
a diss track about me? Well, come at me. I'll make a diss poem.
A tutorial bot diss track would be really cringy, and I think it might be the next thing. I'm actually going to wait until the next Ready at Dawn map change when they do lobbies. They did the amazing Halloween one. I don't know who makes these who's the art designer for Ready at Dawn. But, well, we can't give him all the credit, I'm sure he's not the art designer, but whoever it is just the best at it. Like, there's nothing more. Like, I can't think of another game that's more atmospheric than when you see these Christmas lobbies and these Halloween lobbies. Like, you move into them in VR and you're just like, what? Where am I? I don't even want to go into a game right now. I just want to experience this. Like, the amount of attention to detail is incredible. They had a graveyard of robots last time.
Yeah, that was fun, and it is very atmospheric. I think is the word that I'd use, but it's good. It's good. David, whoever does that, send them regards from the both of us.
Yeah, compliments to the chef.
Compliments to the chef. There we go. VR atmosphere. That's true. 4. Do you know that thing that happens sometimes where your tongue just kind of stops? That just happened to me.
That's unfortunate. So it does look like Toxic won their game. Toxic Unix beat Casual Echoes, which means we are moving over to our next games, and we have got Team Gravity versus Blast. Unfortunately, we have Floaters versus Toxic Units, which is also a good lineup, but we definitely want to see that Team Gravity versus Blast game, so let's get into that now.
Yeah, we are definitely going to see that. And Ducky, thank you for being a bro. For any player out there, if you're at any time, if you're in anything and I'm casting or Jersey's casting or T-Bot is casting and has his headset, invite us. Just invite us all right from the start. Don't, like, if we don't go in there, that's too bad, but invite us right from the start because then we can just pick. And that really makes our job easier. Please do that as Ducky just did right there.
Ducky's already sent you the invite. That is
Already.
really, really helpful.
It's really good.
You know what? Since I've started casting, I have to say, and I can only speak on behalf of EU here. I'm sure NA are just as good, but the team leaders of the teams are so quick to invite us to spectate, and you know, delays in this game are really no fun for either side. But I give you a second because you just need to update our wonderful names of these guys. Oh, this is going to be difficult to cast looking at the 6 pixels that I can see. Oh, I think I can see 7 pixels actually.
Ooh, that's weird.
So if you hear lots of this guy's killing this guy and this guy's killing this guy, that's not laziness. That's because it's like I've got Vaseline smudged over my retinas and I can't.
It's because we're very blasé about this. You know, just this guy killed this guy. This guy killed this guy. What's the point of it?
And next week I will be reunited with my beloved Rift. I will be able to get into these games myself. And hopefully soon I'll be doing that with the Rift S. That's right, I'm the only person I know that's excited about it, but I am excited about it.
I mean, I just don't have the money. And I've
got 4 sensors. I'm gonna sell my Rift and the 4 sensors that come with it anyway.
You're gonna sell your Rift?
Yeah, I'm gonna be full Rift S if it works. If it works with Echo Arena, if it works with Echo Arena as I hope it will do. I mean, as long as I don't have to do. I mean, I rarely pass the disc around the back of me like I'm doing a basketball trick anyway. But in any case,
I mean, you're playing
we'll
this
find
game
out.
wrong. Can I say?
There you go, Drago. You're excited as well. I will be providing a full, comprehensive Echo VR review of the Rift S once it comes out anyway. Because I know there's a lot of people that are interested, since the regular Rift is being phased out, and how it's going to work with this. Maybe David's played with it already, and maybe he could tell us. But this is where he's going to play his Spider-Man thing and say, nah. Plus, he's probably signed more NDAs than I can even pronounce.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's going to be an NDA for everything.
Right, well, I won't be selling it. I'll be upgrading. No, not upgrading. I'll be side grading it to the Rift S. So we have got Team Gravity, who are the absolute leaders of the EU when it comes to Echo Combat. They are unrivaled at the moment, but their only competitor to this game in any kind of possible way of being close is Team Blurst at the moment as it stands. And this being a brand new map for ESL, neither of these teams have played this competitively. I think they might have done a couple of scrims, but this will be the first time, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, they of course played the 2 rounds beforehand, but that's not really enough time to do anything about it. Back when they were AMOC, we had a community tournament where we did see them play this. They're, of course, now Team Gravity. We did see them play this at least a little bit. They weren't the most successful team on it. I believe that was V Respawn that won that one. But I'm not too sure about that. That's been a long time since that has happened. So just taking up positions here.
So one of the things that people tend to do is set up a little arc mine on the Flamingo if you're the defenders, just to give the guys that want to move the Flamingos something to worry about and something to think about when they get to it. And it can be very effective if you forget that is there.
Yeah, you unfortunately you can't do that anymore, as it will always activate after 1 second, or activate whenever somebody gets in there. It's a little bit of a change that's come recently. Oh, Boop just catching a shot to the head there.
He's very weak. He needs to get out of there. He does actually end up getting killed. And Nillywick is taken out as well, but it looks like Stoty and Flush are also in the graveyard. So it's a little bit neck and neck, but of course the advantage is going to be to the aggressors as their spawn is a lot closer. And they do start moving the Flamingo. It is on its way.
They have a little bit of time, a little bit of space to work with here. Someone gets boosted in, but Boop will get killed out.
It's nothing worse than flying in and getting caught by an opposition who's got himself a Nova, because you are going to die quickly. So AMOC / Gravity are still working together as a unit. Someone was on the Flamingo, was chased away, but subsequently his attacker was chased away, and they are back together as a 4 right now, and that Flamingo is moving quick.
It really is, and there's also been a little bit of a change to the Flamingo. It now moves quite a bit slower than it used to, so that's why you may be wondering why it does look like it's going through butter right now. Not butter, pudding.
No, butter works. Butter would work. Syrup, butter, whatever. Makes sense.
It is a little bit slower than it usually is.
Slower, be that as it may, it is now at the next, what would we call it? Checkpoint. And so...
Jinx, etc. So yeah, setting up here, back here at Blast, knowing they don't need to go forward because not a lot of fighting is going to happen in the tunnels anyway. We're going to have players from Gravity pushing up all the way, just taking any stragglers that might be going into the tunnels, but they won't. They know what's happening here. And Blast just going for a very standard defensive positioning, maybe a little bit aggressive. We might see Gravity do a little bit about that, but not a lot of damage has actually gone out. Oh, a good flank coming in, and everyone getting killed out. Maybe there's only one person.
Stoty taking out Boop and Neelywick, and Ducky finishing off Gecko there, and that means that Gravity are going to push that Flamingo, even though it's slightly slower, as fast as it can go right now to the next checkpoint. Meaning that Blast have just got this one last stretch, although it is the longest one, to stop that thing.
This is for sure. This is the toughest one. Yeah, because it is very long, as you said, but it also has a very good positioning for the defenders, and their spawn is quite a bit closer. So they have a lot of last stands have been taken here and have been won here. So let's see what this game will turn out to be. 4 minutes and 30 seconds, though. It's plenty of time to push this up, even if you do get pushed back a couple of times. One kill going out for each team. Oh, everyone getting killed out. Only 2 players left. Ducky not seeing anyone back behind him, unfortunately. And Boop has a meteor. He will get one shot in there, forcing Ducky to get that heal out.
It's very low. Ducky's going to have to try and stay away. He's got had enough health to die with one shot from meteor. He's going to chase instead. He has got the close combat gun, and he finishes him off with that weapon. He closed the gap. He knew he needed to, and he did that very well.
He's been doing quite a bit better. Oh, and a shield coming out. We don't see those too often. Being used very effectively here. Fortunately, one does get killed out, but it does force a lot of people out of position, which means 2 kills will go out for actually both teams. So now Gravity has been pushed back. Ooh, but pushing up on 2 Novas is not what you want to do.
They are backed into a little bit of a corner right now, but they've lost the 2v1. They've lost a Stoty there, taking out Boop, Neelywick, and Gecko, meaning that even though I think the numbers were in their favor, being Blast that is, they still lost that one out due to Stoty's fighting there. And it's very close now. This is the last stretch. They're going to have to kill them, contest that thing if they are going to want to push up. Blast need to do everything and pull out every trick they've got now. If they want to stop that Flamingo from moving, they are able to get a little bit of movement back on it, as they do all seem to fight around the point. But I can't quite tell. Who is it that's won this one?
It does look like it is Blast that's won this one, at least for now, as everyone from Gravity is just pushing back, pushing up to their wounded friend, making sure he won't die. Ooh, 1 kill coming out very quickly here.
That was the fight that Blast needed to win, and they did, and now that Flamingo is being receded back. And this fight is going to be huge for Blast. If they can win this fight now, and they are going to grind that time down for a little bit longer, but it does look like, once again, Stoty and Ducky exterminated almost everyone. They're pushing up the Flamingo, and that will be game. But that was a great little pushback from Blast then.
Really good pushback. And there was a flank. I didn't see who it was from. I think that was from Lego. That pushed up. He got 2 kills for himself, and that really just that pushed them back a bit. That pushed them back at least 20 seconds, maybe 30. So that's gonna be pretty big. If we do see this going to a 3rd round, it might just be that Gravity will just hold them back for the whole duration of it. I'm not actually too sure, because we haven't really seen Blast too much. We haven't really seen Fission too much at all, so we can't really say.
I have to say, I was never a huge fan of Payload compared to when Dyson combustion game modes came out, but I really like it. There is actually quite a lot of excitement involved with it, and I think now that it's been released in ESL and now, in competitively, and now that the teams are going to start practicing these strategies competitively, I think we're going to see a lot of very interesting plays other than you hold on to this and you defend it. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what these teams, especially teams like Amok and Gravity, come up with. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what that meta is going to be, because there's going to be some situations where it's going to look like one team is doing well with it and then suddenly they're not.
Yeah, oh my god, Gravity being as aggressive as they can almost. One does get killed out, but they will get 2 kills for themselves straight out from the start. Boosting in with Novas, just getting anything they can, and they are doing it very successfully. It's now a 1 versus 2. Stodie's the last one alive for his team. Nilwig's the last one alive, and Stodie is looking terrible on health. One shot will finish him off. He does have a friend coming in with a meteor. Sorry, not a meteor, a detonator. And Ducky will just finish out the last person, that is Nilwig. Although he doesn't have any friends, so he can't really stop them from pushing that payload.
So it's now Blast that are moving that Flamingo forward very fast as I think it can at the moment. Doing well to move around and keeping themselves on it. Gravity are going to have to push up now and take them off it, which I think the fight has moved away from the actual control point right now, moved away from the Flamingo, but Gravity, doing what they need to do, have gotten back onto it right now, and I imagine they're just going to hang on to that bad boy all the way to the control point, but Blast are waiting for them, and they do have an answer for something. Someone just threw that phase shift.
Good phase shift. Oh my god, and a good defense for them. Double using that phase shift to its potential. That's great.
Look at that. Right up to the line. Blast basically ambushed them then. They stayed on the point, they threw those detonators in, and the detonator grenade is fantastic for this point, but they are coming in full force now, and Gravity look like they are wiping Blast out one by one. It looks like they might be doing a little bit better than I thought, though.
We will see it going to the
Blast have managed to take theirs to the first checkpoint as well.
Although that was a fight uphill. That was not a comfortable take by any stretch of the imagination. That was tough for them. Oh, we are missing a little bit of fighting in here, as Blast has already moved in. A very aggressive maneuver, and it will get punished. But they do take a single player with them here, although there's only 1 player left for Blast. But yeah, that was a fight uphill. That was a struggle all the way, and it's not looking good for them in the long run, as we already see maybe a little bit too much time has been wasted for them for the 3rd round. Oh, 1 kill coming up from each team. 1 more here. There's a 3 versus 1. Lone Gecko just holding on, looking towards his doom, and then just, sees that he needs that heal, gets that out preemptively, but it won't be enough.
So Gravity will start to send them back the payload now and set up positions for what I will imagine will be in a very aggressive 4-man attack. Yes, here it comes. Blast coming in full force now, full aggression. They are almost all dying in the process, but they are not all out of the fight yet. A lot of movement happening from Team Gravity. It's very difficult to kill when you've got 2 guys moving like that, and they didn't quite manage to win that fight. But this aggression from Blast is really impressive. They are coming in full force every time, and it's difficult. This is a 4-man attack.
Oh, a good attack coming in. Boop just getting a kill for himself. Let's see if he can get another. He unfortunately can't. That wasn't Boop. My bad. But it will end up with a really quick fight. Stodie will be the last man standing. Only 1.5 minutes left. Blast really, as you said, they really need to go in all 4 at once and then just grab the kills. Don't even worry about the payload. They are so close
to that next checkpoint. They need to win this fight. I'm starting to think they should send 3 people in and put 1 guy on the Flamingo, which is exactly what it looks like they're doing right now. They are moving that point. They know it's important, but they do all get wiped out. I think 1 person was on it, and then 2. They know they just need to move that point. They know they're so close. But they did all get wiped out. The second they jumped on the payload, then they got exterminated. But I think they had the right idea there.
And coming in 4 people again. They're just attacking as fast as they can. They all die very quickly together, so they will all get out quickly together. But it's just not enough, as Gravity is winning every single 1v1, and they're most of the time they're making it a 2v1, and then just ignoring that one player, and then just going after that player next.
Their setup there was only flawed in the sense that they ended up floating, and these are the Gravity right now are completely situated. They have got a hand on a surface. They know what they are doing, but it's not impossible right now. Blurst can win this one battle. They will get it to the next point, and they do need to.
It's gonna be tough for them though, as people get killed out here and there. Only a 1v1, but only 18 seconds left. A good shot from Flush, another good shot. If you can get a third one in there, he will win this out.
The payload is being retracted right now, I believe. They need to get someone back on there. They got it so close. They don't want to lose that distance. That distance was everything they had, but I think time is up.
It is overtime though.
So they just need to stay alive now. All Blurst need to do is keep men on that payload. They need to stay alive, and if they can do that, and they just might be able to do that, they will get it to the checkpoint. Oh, but they get stunned out, which is going to stop them right in the tracks. They did manage to get the next kill. The Flamingo is put to the next point. They just managed to do it.
That was fantastic for them. Gravity just doing a last-ditch effort, but not being able to get that out there. But that does mean there's only 2 minutes left. They only have 2 minutes to get it this whole way up. We do have one person going in.
Fantastic, tenacious attitude from Blurst. Just would not stop with that fight, and they were smart. They knew they had to get a man on that point, and they had to keep moving the payload. A lot of people, they forget. They just get tunnel vision on the fight, but they know that objective is still the objective, and they still are pushing that aggressively. Now they got to that checkpoint, and this is going very well for Blurst.
It is going quite decently, but they will need to win out this fight. Oh, it looks like they do. There's 2 people left from Gravity though, so it's gonna be very, very tough, this 2v2, as they do have the positional advantage at both people from, that is, Blurst, get killed out. Only 1 minute 15 left. It took them a whole minute to get up here. It's not a lot of time to work with. They're gonna have to push it in overtime, and they might just be able to do it, but then they won't have very much time in the next round if we do see that happening. So it's a whole thing. Oh my god, going for kills. Getting some
lots of death happening right now. It looks like it's going to be Blurst that are the victorious ones in that fight. They need a heal. They are giving the heal, and they are moving that Flamingo. They do not have a lot of time, and they do need to take that Flamingo to the last point, as Gravity did in their game. And this is going to be probably the last battle now, and it's not going too well for Blurst, as they are 2 men down. It is just Lego and Boop alive to hold the floor right now versus an entire Gravity team, as they're so close to the control point. And now it is Gecko and Nillywick, the guys who died before, who are the first ones alive, and they are just going to have to wait for all 4. They've got one more chance at this. They've got one more attack with just 15 seconds left. They have to push this point, and they have to win. I'm not sure they've got time to do it now, as the payload is being moved back.
They have a... Oh, they do boost up right past the defenses, but they're gonna need more than that as they all get killed out. That positioning and that weapon choice is just favoring Gravity a little bit too much, and the overtime runs out.
So close for Blurst then. They did the exact right thing. They knew they didn't have time to get involved in that fight. They had to move past the fight, and they had to get to the payload. Unfortunately, Gravity knew... conversely, that they had to make sure that they didn't get to the point, and they managed to kill and weaken at least 2 on the way there. But that was a really, really, really close neck to neck. That was really, really... I think with enough practice, Blurst could actually start to cause Gravity some issues. They're not at their level yet. They're definitely not as well rehearsed as they are. But I'm feeling that Gravity now are thinking, right, we need to practice this new game mode.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird because it was maybe just a tad bit late this came out, so they didn't have enough time, but that is true for all of them, so no one really had that much time to work with. Blurst did really fight tenaciously though. They really did just bite and pull hair and just everything you're not supposed to do. They did all of it to just get that last... just those couple bits of efficiency out wherever they could, and it did work out for them. Almost. That was very, very, very close. But a couple of mistakes here and there, a couple of lost fights, well, a bunch of lost 1v1s did mean that it just wasn't their fight. So we're going to Dyson now. The names are not correct.
I'm just going to say this now. I'm completely sold on Payload as a competitive game mode.
Oh, for
and
sure.
that was so exciting to watch. That really genuinely was very fun to watch. I'm really happy that Payload has had those tweaks that are needed doing to them, and just seeing how close you've got a physical representation in the form of a very comical flamingo as that percentage point. You know, and you can stare at the score in Dyson, and you can in Combustion as well, and it's great. But seeing that actual physical movement just creeping up to the point it needs to be, and now it's going to be Dyson, which is of course the favorite map of Gravity, and on paper this one will be a lot less close than that last map. But
yeah, it should be. Cream Gravity have been very good at just taking this map every time. They haven't been really that harshly contested on it as they go in here, getting some kills for themselves. Ooh, I can't actually know. Ooh, there we go. My team names are all messed up. Lego will be the last one standing for his team. Now, these first fights don't really mean that much, but it's still pretty good to get some kills out there. Still pretty good to get the first positioning, to get your first pick of whatever you want to have.
Gravity zooming in really fast, sending 2 people to the control point so that when it's unlocked, they will get first dibs. And it is unlocked, and the dib is happening because they have already taken control of it, while the fight to everyone else is happening outside of the point. The guy from Gravity is under fire right now. I can't see due to the blurriness. Okay, it was Stoty. But he's under fire from Meteor. This is something that seems to be part of the strategy that happens at Boop. He provides the range fire with the Meteor just to make sure that the guys who take the control point are not relaxing. But speaking of control point, it is now Blurst that have got it. And they are slowly creeping up to what Gravity has, but Gravity has already noticed that and straight back in there, and it's complete congestion right now.
They are doing just fantastically, just juggling these points. Although I do want to highlight Boop, which has been on the Comet. Sorry, not on the Comet, on the Meteor, and he has been hitting a lot of shots in midair. He's been hitting a bunch of those very tough to hit shots. He's been doing a lot of work, not necessarily getting all the kills, but getting a lot of damage in there. Yeah, Boop.
Boop.
Really doing good.
Getting all the long shots? That doesn't sound like him. What are you talking about? You must mean someone else. It is Blurst right now that still have control. Their aggression on the point is really good. They've taken it and now they're retreating, going round the back and going to go and take the fight. But as that happens, it's now going to be Gravity that are going to think about taking the control point if they win this fight. The aggression on the actual control point from Blurst right now is really good. They are not leaving that percentage to go up very long without thinking about it. They're playing it very objectively, but they're going to have to do that even more so right now because it is Team Gravity that have got control of it, and the percentage is going up, and we're into our mid 80s right now.
Yeah, it's looking very good for Gravity. This is of course only the first round, and we do see a little bit coming out from Blast, but that's more to point juggling than to anything else, although they will win out the whole fight. So only 2 members of Gravity out in the field right now, and it's going to be tough for them to grab it back. Oh, although a really good Meteor shot will get 2 of them. Fantastic work from
Blast still have that point. Gravity want to take it back. They've sent in 1, they've sent in 3, they have taken it back, and now Blast need to get in there and wipe them out, or it is going to be a round to Gravity. They have not got the time to do that, so that will be the first round to Gravity. But again, I think Blast are improving quite considerably. The battles that they're having with Gravity right now are becoming less and less one-sided, and it's very interesting to see.
They are winning. They're winning things here and there, and they are getting getting good at individual skills. I think is what's really driving, really pushing them forward. We see Boop really doing a fantastic job on getting those long shots. Gecko getting really good up close. and from out far. Nilowig really good up close, and Lego also really good up close, which is where you want to be most of the time. Although we do see a lot of kills coming out from Gravity right at the start here. Sorry, a lot of team... god damn, my mouth. A lot of kills coming out from Blast, which is, of course, highlighting what we just said. But yeah, in conclusion, I do agree.
So it's going to be a good across-arena battle between both teams right now. Looks like Blurst are going to stay more together, but sending one guy in for the fight, but he has to take on a whole team, so he does lose that. I imagine that would have been Lego. Yes, it was Lego. So now he's got to come back into the fight from behind. Again, Gravity want to send a man in there early, and they want to make sure that they get first dibs on that control point, which they've been able to do twice now, and they have got the initial percentage as it's moving up. But I imagine Blast are going to send in some guys soon to deal with something with that. But they are a little bit staggered in their deaths right now. Lego seems to die first before anyone else in their team. He does manage to do a lot of damage and take some guys out usually at the same time, but he's always usually the first to go. And then obviously they need to wait for that to come back so that they can continue as a four-man squad. Lego right now is moving around rapidly, just weaving and ducking away from those meteor shots, but he is chasing hard. Does get killed in the process though.
I don't actually see... I think that was Ducky killing him out right at the end there. Ooh, we do see a double kill here, which will actually be worse for Blast as they have the point right now. Only one person on it. He will get pushed off and he will get eliminated before the point is taken. So it's going to be quite a bit of time before we can see an effective attack from Blast. We do see one person coming in. We don't want to see that as he does actually get put down by quite a bit. Although a lot of members from Team Gravity are moving off the point, moving away from the fighting, and just a lot of suppressing fire coming out from Blast. Going in, seeing that they can just contest this point because they don't want to lose this round at all. If they do, they've lost the whole game. They want to get at least 2 more rounds in that, but it's looking unlikely. As Boop will be the last one that gets killed. Someone's trying to go in here. Again, Lego, I don't really know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a kill, but yeah, it's tough.
His aggression is very good, but it's also his kind of his downfall in a couple of these games. You know, I think it probably works a lot better against the weaker teams, but when he goes against 1v1s or 1v3s as he seems to, like once again Lego's dead, but he might be operating as a distraction. For all we know, this could be a strategic thing. We don't know. It might be a genuine, okay, I'll go in, I'll keep him busy, and you take the control point because they do have the control point, or it could just be Lego just going for the aggression for the sake of it. We honestly don't know. All we do know is that right now, if Gravity manage to take the control point, they will take this round as they're at 92%, but Blast slowly creeping up to 47% until Stoty gets in there and Flush as well. It's now going to be in their favor, and I think this is likely going to be it for Blast. Yeah. But another close-ish game. I mean, it's really interesting because the percentage doesn't really show it, but in the battles and the fights, as I said, Blast are really closing that gap in terms of who's killing and who's not. The only main difference I see right now is that, again, Lego has got this kind of individual kill going on, where that's unfortunately meaning that he's taken out first, making it hard for the rest of his team. Again, that might be a strategy thing, and if that's the case, then, you know, that's your strategy. It's not for me to say. I don't see that gun-ho single kill man happening from Team Gravity, but it could just be, again, a clash of their tactics.
Yeah,
I do know. It's difficult.
I was just about to say it's tough. It's tough for them because you don't necessarily want to go in alone almost ever, because you are likely to be killed in 9 times out of 10, and then you're gonna leave your guys down one guy. And I mean, yeah, you might get a kill in there, but it's you want to be up, you want to have the advantage every time. You want to get that kill possibly from far away and then go in. then try
Yeah,
for
I mean,
something.
Lego's a fantastic 1v1er. The problem is that he's throwing himself into situations where it's 1v3. And
Yeah.
against gravity, that's just not going to fly. I think if he wants to take on the crowd, he's probably going to need to bring a person with him. I think it works tremendously well when he flanks. Like when he goes around the back, he'll take out anyone if he gets there first because they just don't see him coming. But when he's flying towards them, ducking and diving, it's quite effective. And I think he's probably one of the best at doing it, but it's still not working out for them against gravity. So maybe if that tactic is working against some of the weaker teams, it might be something they want to change against the gravity. But then again, like I said before, Blast have improved against gravity from what I've seen before. And if I was gravity, I wouldn't be signing myself off as the absolute dominator of those games. I know the percentage-wise they won, but especially on payload, there were some incredible close moments.
There were. Oh, there we go. There definitely were, and I gotta say I agree with you, and I know Jesse does as well. A lot of the really exciting and interesting moments have happened on payload. That's the one we talked about this last week. I think we were talking about that's really the moments we remember for longer than anything else. So I really do enjoy payload being in there. I really do enjoy Blast getting a little bit better, but they need to work on. Well, they're a good team, but they need to work on everything because they just need to just close the gap on gravity, because gravity they've played. Oh, there we go. They've played seriously for a lot longer, and they have helped getting the strategies in there. They have helped getting a lot of different things set up. So it's only natural that they're better. But you might be able to get us some of the scores right now. Because
I'm still refreshing. It doesn't look like we've got any of them coming in yet, other than the ones we know about. Kaz, that's a very good point in terms of what's close and what isn't. They are pretty much dominant in terms of gravity. I suppose what I'm really saying is I'm comparing it to how it has been before. It certainly seemed a lot closer, and even though there was a lot of time left, the Blast still managed to move the payload right up to the point where, okay, time was completely on the side of gravity, but they were getting it to the point where they were both going to complete their payload objective. And in that regard, it was certainly close. But gravity, at the moment, they are the leaders of the game for EU. And Blast are nowhere near as well rehearsed and formulated, so we'll see how they evolve as the rest of the cups go on.
Yeah, that game was definitely. It was closer than I think we expected, even though, for anyone that doesn't know, and I think that was Casnas or maybe Draco again informing us how it works, if you end up actually going to a third round, what happens is you take the time that was left of the last rounds, and then you go along and you won't get more time added on the checkpoints, unless you have less than 30 seconds, in which case 30 seconds will be added on to both teams' time. So it would have been a hell of a comeback. It would have been an amazing and fantastic combat if Blast would have actually done it, but it in that sense of that third round or fourth round, it would have been nigh impossible.
I think you're right.
Hard for them.
In terms of time, you are absolutely correct, as is Kaznaz. I think
it looked
it's very exciting. It's just very exciting to see Blast getting the payload over to the end. But the rule about the time, I think I overlooked, and
it's a whole new set of changes.
It is definitely a new thing, but I'm still saying that it was definitely some very close moments from Blast's tactics there.
Yeah.
And I definitely expected to see more of a stomp when you consider how refined Gravity is as a team compared to Blast, who have had their exact lineup for I think 2, maybe 3 cups, because Nillywick was subbed out for a way greater player in that first Wick Cup, and then after that, but they've only just had a chance to work together as a team. But yeah. I regardless of how that went, it's definitely exciting to watch compared to
really is.
The reputation that Payload has compared to Dyson,
I
for example.
love Payload.
But I
It's
really
one of my
enjoyed it.
favorites.
From a spectator point of view, specifically, it's really, really exciting, especially if it's close in terms of proximity. You just have to make sure you remember that time does count. As I forgot.
There is a whole meta to it, but that we're kind of used to that with the point juggling and all that from the other game modes. I think that's only fair that there's a whole meta around it as well, because that's really what can make a whole of these later rounds very exciting. And it does.
So
allow for
Team
combat,
Gravity.
which is good.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Malone. Team Gravity 2-0 against Blast. Floaters Unite got a 2-0 against Toxic Units, so that went the same as last week as well. So it's just waiting on Frozen Space versus the Spastic Crabs and Part-Time Pew Pew versus the Casual Echoes. Both those teams sound like they don't take it too seriously. Both those teams sound like they don't really fight for it too much. It could be a very interesting game if we'd have seen it. We might even see a 2-1 out of that one. But
combustion.
We'll find out. We will find out.
I don't know if this is a combat thing. It doesn't feel like it. No, it's definitely not. This is more of an Echo VR thing, in that we usually don't see 2-1s. We usually see 2-2s. Sorry, 2-0s.
Yeah, that's generally what happens. I mean, you can have a close game in both of these. You can have a 99% versus 100 in combat, and you can have a 10 points to 9 in arena, and still have the games go to 2-0, which is why the 2-0 doesn't always tell the story. In fact, I often find it doesn't. However, sometimes you will get a situation where you'll get one team will completely destroy the other team in, say, arena, win that round, then lose the second one close, and then destroy them again in that third round, making that game far less close, but it will show on paper as a 2-1.
Yeah.
Which is why it's always good to watch the games.
It really is, and it's good that we have at least some streamers doing it. If you want to stream, then I'll be happy to help. We do need more people. If we can see all the games, that is fantastic.
It's a great way to analyze your own play as well.
It really is.
Often you can't see the error in your mistakes until you go back and watch it. I remember when I went back and watched myself play at LAN, I was like, "Oh my god, what am I doing? Like, move from that point. You're a defender. You're overcommitting." I was just screaming at myself of all the things I was doing wrong. That's impossible to process at the time. So it's a really, really interesting thing as a player to go back and analyze the actual footage itself from a streaming third-person perspective, and not just what you did at the time.
Yeah, because that memory gets it gets changed just because of how memory works. It gets changed quite a bit, so you can't actually rely on it that much. You really have to see it again and look at it to really get any useful information out of it. But
that's right.
I do want to highlight right now, just now we have a little bit of time, for everyone, the new changes to this thing, the Arc Mine. That's what it's called. So basically what it used to do is that you set it up somewhere, and then it has like that round thing that is its area of effect. If you go in that, you get stunned after a little bit. That's not what happens now. Now what happens is you send it out, you can't actually throw it that far. It stops, it deploys for 3.5 seconds, and then after a second, it will actually activate by itself, hopefully.
So it's no longer proximity based. Is that what you're saying?
It is also proximity based, but that's more so that you can kind of duck your head in, and then tap it, and then go out.
Right. I
think is it not? Did I completely misunderstand it? Doesn't look like it's activating.
Someone a lot more experienced with the Arc Mine. It's the one thing that I, for some reason, have just never really figured out. And I remember when we played against one team, I think it was Toxic Units, and they were just spamming them everywhere, and I just kept scratching my head, wondering why I kept stopping still, being electrocuted, and it turns out that was Arc Mine. So I don't have much experience with them. But
the Arc Mines are fantastic, and I think most of the stuns are fantastic, albeit a bit hard to use.
Naz has updated us. No, once it's activated by someone, then it always activates a second time after even if the person. Is that English? After even if the person. A second after, even if the person leaves the area.
Okay, so someone has to
can't
activate
work.
it, then it activates after a second. Okay, I misunderstood it. So basically how it works is you put it out, if someone goes in there, it activates after a second, even if you're dead, even if the person has left. That's how it works now. A little bit, well, quite a bit tougher to use, but a lot more useful on payload, as you can just put that sucker right on the payload, and that's gonna be tough to use. I can't put it back. Oh.
So part-time Pew Pew beat Casual Echoes 2-0. Again, how close that was, we do not know. So we're just waiting on the Crabs to update the results from Frozen Space, and I would probably estimate that I would probably say that Frozen Space are going to take that, maybe a 2-1, maybe a 2-0. That would be my guess. But we will find out in a minute, and then we'll have our final lineup, which I'm trying to think what would be. I mean, we've just had. I'm trying to think what the closest lineup's going to be now for the fourth round.
I'm not too sure.
Maybe Gravity versus Floaters United.
Ah, there we go. Well, I mean, we can go for that. I think let's see what comes up.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
gonna
predict
really
ahead of time what's going to be I say a close game. Closer game. I mean, right now, Floaters United, or Floaters Unite, sorry, are probably the third best team, and obviously Gravity are the best, but there are other configurations that could happen. We'll find out when these guys update their scores.
Yeah. So while we have a little bit of time, I will just go take care of some stuff, because apparently people need some stuff while I'm doing things they don't understand. No. So I'll be right back. Please entertain them, Mr. Tutorial Bot. Please.
No problem. Alexa, play Castle. Fuck, I already can't say words.
Castle.
No, don't play Castle! I didn't. Oh, Alexa, play. Wait, what? Continue that. What is that? Alexa, play No, play. Alexa, play Castle. I'm curious now. I was going to go with classical, but
I can't find the song Castle.
you literally just started playing it.
Library.
Alexa, play. I think she's playing. What the?
Music, it triggers the copyright thing.
Alexa, stop! Don't copyright. You can get a copyright on Twitch.
Yes.
Well, for what it's worth, I spent that entire time fighting with my unit, trying to get her to play the right song. I was going to get her to play classical, but I said it wrong, so she started playing Castle. So then I was like, okay, well, no, I actually meant, but then Castle sounded like a good song. So then I went back and was like, actually, no, go and play Castle. And then she was like, I'm sorry, I can't play with Castle. I'm like, well, that you literally just were. But then I realized she still was. And then I started listening to it, and then I heard you yelling at me. So,
I mean, just so you're aware, because I've been looking into this quite a bit, you can't even play classical. Because classical music is copyrighted, not in the composition, but in the person that's played it has the copyright of that specific song.
What? So are you telling me, like, Beethoven is gonna like rise up and give you a? I suppose it's probably still owned by.
No. The person that played that composition, or the director or the producer or whatever, they have the copyright of that specific rendition of the song.
What if you get the specific rendition that Mozart himself did?
Well, if you had a record player back in, a recorder back in the 1800s, I think we've had more interesting things to discuss than copyright law.
Well, you know what? In that case, there is some wonderful music we can play. And it's a unique piece. I'm the artist. It's called Annoying Harmonica. And it goes a little bit like this.
God. Just kill me now.
Oh wait, I just got a copyright strike. Man, this is really strict. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Can you imagine that? You got a copyright strike. From whom? From yourself. Well, how's that gonna work?
That happened actually. To
Oh no, how?
What was that guy? A Smooth McGroove. He does a lot of a cappella versions of songs, and he did one so perfectly that he actually got a copyright strike on it. So
What,
he's
from just singing it?
Yeah, he's a wonderful, wonderful musician.
Wow, that's.
Go
I
check
mean,
him out.
I suppose that makes some sense. Although I did read recently that a guy on YouTube got a music copyright strike. Oh no, he got his video removed from YouTube for being too repetitive. Can you believe that?
That's
now
great.
there's a copyright strike, but imagine getting an email saying, "I was giving you a copyright strike. Why? Because you suck." I mean, that is
bad.
just. Isn't that just upsetting? Imagine that. Imagine YouTube telling you you're too boring to keep playing and making material.
Well, I mean, if a giant corporate entity that is multinational has decided that you are too boring, I think you should look into it just a little bit, because that is. Phew.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Usually
It wouldn't
don't
be
do that.
ideal. Go play the VR DJ game. You know what? I haven't played that. I saw someone play that live at OC5 on this after party we had, and I really am interested in doing it just to see. I mean, I don't want to think what I look like when I'm doing it, but I'm very interested in trying out. I mean, anything beats screaming into a harmonica.
Do you know what's a really interesting game? A music-based VR game. It's the Wave VR. I think it's a beta right now.
I thought you were going to say Beat Saber.
Oh, well, that too, but that's kind of obvious.
I would like Beat Saber a little bit more if the lightsabers made a vroom noise when you did it.
You could probably mod that in, although that would also be copyrighted.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can copyright. If you can't copyright the
can.
noise of a lightsaber, I mean, hang on. If you can't copyright the physicality of a lightsaber, then surely you, and the name saber, then you can't surely copyright the noise as well.
Well, that's because it's so generic. Like lightsaber, a saber is a weapon that's existed for hundreds of years. Light has existed for literally the whole entire span of the universe.
Yeah, but you can put two words together and copyright it as a trademark.
You can, but I can't remember the specifics of it. But I do
Anyone
believe
can
the
do that.
noise is copyrighted, and you have to make
Disney
your own.
can. But then, in that case, with the noise of vroom, vroom, you could just change it a little bit, you know,
Yeah, that's
like
what
add an
people do.
inflection at the end, so it's like. Vroom. Right, oh no, that was so weird. Wasn't it? Can you imagine that? Like, I am your father.
That would be a very different scene. It's a very different movie.
Let's just say LucasArts were not interested in me making the sound effects for the lightsabers when I auditioned, because they thought that it sounded camp and goofy when the epic battles happened, and it was like diddly. It sounds like one of those little plastic things that you blow into, and it goes. I don't know if you've ever seen those. Maybe I'm showing my age a bit.
that was. I do.
Really, really, really annoying.
They really are. But then again, so are most annoying bits of toy.
There's another toy as a kid, and it was like a tube, and you turned it upside down and yeah.
Oh,
You just
that
turned
one.
it, go,
Rawr.
like all the toys I had growing up were just centered around noise. No, I don't know how people handle children. We had another thing in school that was literally just a tube. You spun it around your head, and it went. And it just made a really. I'm gonna have to find you a clip. It's like a long tube, right? And you spin it around your head, and it just like. The air gets in it as it happens, and it just makes noise. Every toy we had was just based on noise, except for yo-yos.
Okay, imagine with me for a moment that you've gone through a long career of being a musician. You've had a long, successful career, and you're kind of like, I don't really want to be a musician anymore. I'll just teach. I'll be a teacher for kids at an elementary school, and then you go in and you just see a bunch of kids banging their heads against the wall and saying "rawr." Oh my!
Yeah, but I still think that music is better than things like Skillerex and stuff like that. But that's just my age showing. You know what I mean?
Whom? Excuse me?
Skillerex.
Skrillex?
Some edgy emo with a shaved side head and long hair. I
don't actually know much about him. He does make some
does
good
dubstep.
songs.
But he has
No,
like his
apparently that's
entire,
not dubstep.
his entire music, right? His entire musical instrument is a laptop. Like
don't
he
actually
sits there
know.
on stage with a laptop, just sort of like rocking his head back and forward and pressing spacebar. It's really stupid. I mean, again, I'm showing my age. I like dubstep. There's a lot of songs that actually really, really like have a good twist to them if you add a dubstep drop to them. My favorite is Inspector Gadget by a guy called Crispy dubstep remix. If you haven't listened to that, that's really good. But again, Yeah, it's really cool. It's like I know it's really good if you like dubstep. If you don't, then it's gonna suck. And if you've never heard of Inspector Gadget, as a lot of these kids wouldn't have, then I imagine that would not be great either.
You no longer have any right to like cringe or grouch when I call you old. You just said all these kids with their dubstep.
All these kids with their boom boxes and their Walkmans.
Hippie music. Oh.
Honestly, it's in my day. It was really good. But be honest, whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, you want me to go back and record complete new noises for every lightsaber in the entire franchise. Just be honest.
Well, I mean, I think it would be really, really great to get a lot of people just do an a cappella Star Wars movie. Every single voice line and thing, everything.
Even Jar Jar Binks.
Everything. Everything. And get some people that can't do it.
Hold on. What do you mean a cappella? If it's a line of dialogue, isn't that already a cappella?
That's true. Then you just redub it. I don't know.
So someone has to go in and then do it again.
Just everything. Just get
How would you
a
do
bunch
Jar Jar
of
Binks?
What?
How would you re-record Jar Jar Binks? So
Well,
he's currently like.
I wouldn't.
How would you change that?
I would do it in the one voice that I can, which is Gollum.
Whoa, do Gollum.
Oh, this I'll be thinking. Oh, I don't know.
That's pretty good actually. That's pretty
I've been
good.
practicing.
That's not bad. I'm not sure. Gollum is one of those ones that I can do Gollum when I've been watching Lord of the Rings, but after a month I forget.
Yeah, because it's such a weird voice.
I absorb it in, I take it in, I start freaking people out. I remember when the movies came out, I was at a sleepover at like a party and the lights were all out and stuff. And I just spent the whole night going and just freaking people out. But I can't. I haven't seen it in a while, so I can't do it.
Precious.
Yeah,
God.
I'll give you a credit. There's one impression you can do better than me.
There's two. There's two.
There's also Malara, and you do a better
No.
impression.
I can do a great impression of Stephen Hawking.
Oh my God! You mean the passed away, now dead?
I'm Stephen Hawking.
See, I do Stephen Hawking a bit different.
I speak like this, but yours sounds more like it. I just have the right clipped, but I do not know why. Yours sounds better than mine. I think it's because you will speak from inside your voice. I am now doing the one that you did. You have just taught me how to do a new voice.
Okay, you've just taught me a new voice.
I am now the teacher.
You've just passed on an annoying new voice to me. You shouldn't have done that. I'm going to go around the house and be like,
"Good morning. My name is Stephen Hawking."
That's fantastic. Do you tilt your head like Stephen Hawking when you do it?
What?
Do you tilt your head like Stephen Hawking did?
No, that would be awful.
But it just helps. Like when you're doing impressions, physicalities help.
My name is Stephen Hawking. You have to speak in when you do this impression.
I don't know what that sounds like on the mic.
Barely even hear what you're saying.
That is terrifying to hear it in my own throat, if I'm honest.
It's good. For anyone that's wondering how you do that, you just breathe in and talk.
You have to breathe in. You breathe in as you talk. It is really annoying and kind of freaky.
That is so weird.
I should say now that we've been talking about weird voices for about 10 minutes. We're just waiting on the last game of round 3 to finish so we can get into a final game.
No, that's not true. Yeah. It's actually already been going on. We've just been ignoring it the entire time and just doing this instead.
Exactly.
That is not true. I am still learning how to do this voice. It is really freaking weird.
Oh, I don't like that, Malarin. I don't understand. I don't like it. It doesn't sound like me.
No,
This is really strange. How you doing? What up, homies?
Oh, I can't do it.
Hello, honey.
Well, the good news is that they have just finished. Payload took a little while.
Great.
They have indeed. The word on the street is they've just finished, so I imagine they will be updating those scores soon, and you will not have to listen to me and Malarin.
Speak like this, it is really freaking weird.
So you don't have to worry anymore. I need to listen to this stream back and know what that sounds like, but to me, it's terrifying. That is just terrifying. So it was 2-1 to to. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say it was Frozen. I'm gonna say Frozen Space won them 2-0. I haven't checked.
No, it's Spastic Crabs with 2.
I changed my mind.
1.
Spastic Crabs beat them 2-1. So I knew that. I was just
Abort.
Okay,
God damn it.
I really wish you hadn't taught me how to do that, because that's my new annoying. That's my new annoying thing. So, with that said, we've got our new lineups. It's going to be Toxic Eunuchs versus Spastic Crabs. That might be the match to watch. We've got Team Gravity versus Floaters Unite. That might be another one as well. I think Blurst are going to plow through Casual Echoes, and Part-Time Pew Pew versus Frozen Space might be another interesting one. So, what do we want? Do we want Toxic Eunuchs versus Crabs? Do we want
I feel we want that.
Or do we want Part-Time Pew Pew versus Frozen Space? I feel like we haven't seen the Crabs or Toxic, really, have we? So
we've seen Toxic a couple of times, I think, but that's definitely the one that's gonna. I mean, that's gonna be the closest one for sure, because I think Frozen Space was Part-Time Pew Pew. Frozen Space is probably gonna win that one.
I mean, Gravity are gonna. I mean, we have got Gravity versus Floaters, who are technically it's the first and third best. So it really depends on whether we're gonna gamble with a really close match that we don't know the result from, or watch a match that we know what's gonna happen, but it should be kind of close.
I feel like we should gamble. I feel like Toxic Units versus Spastic Crabs is good.
Okay. Let's rock with that then.
That's just my opinion.
Drago, if you could be helpful.
Well, he's not playing.
No, Drago's watching. He is very handy. He's the handyman that often contacts the teams to let them know they need to invite you. So
he can be my handyman.
Yeah.
Please.
Drago.
Great go.
It sounds like
I am Microsoft Sam.
It sounds like Microsoft Sam, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Wait. Let me test to make sure this sounds like Microsoft Sam. I need to see the thing I used to type.
Boobies.
Yeah, it does sound like it. It does. Okay.
Good old memories.
I can't believe you taught me that. Like, the next time I go to a voiceover job, I'm going to turn up and be like,
I'm here to audition for Stephen Hawking.
And they're going to be like, get out. That's offensive. That's bad and offensive. And why are you tilting your head like that? Leave.
What was it you said? You can't be racist against ghosts. That's against the law. You said
you can't
that to
be
me.
What? You can't be racist against...
Exactly.
I mean, it does sound like something I'd say, to be honest. So. Okay, the invites are in. So this is going to be the game we're going to watch. Please do purge the last 15 minutes of nonsense from your memory. We felt for some reason that would be better than silence, but let's be honest, it wasn't.
Totally was.
You said that like you were crying, like
you mean.
You said it like you were on the edge of tears.
I lost my wheelchair.
No, this is wrong. You passed away. Let's stop. Listen, Toxic Eunuchs, Spastic Crabs is going to be the game that we're going to go for. Spastic Crabs at the moment. Let's take a look at the rankings since we're here. We're going to go for this. So at the moment, we have got in first place Team Gravity with 3 wins and no losses. Blurst with 2 wins and just the 1 loss to Team Gravity. Spastic Crabs are third place right now, 2-1. Floaters Unite also with 2-1, but are in 4th place due to a tiebreaker. Toxic Eunuchs have lost 2 and won 1. Frozen Space have 1-1 and lost 2 in 6th place. Joint with them is Part-Time Pew Pew, 1 win and 2 losses, and Casual Echoes are casually losing with 3 losses.
Good yeah, I feel like it's gonna be probably the best match that we have right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, personally, I wanted to see the Toxic Units versus the Floaters Unite game, but we also had the very exciting Blast versus Gravity game.
We did.
If Blast and if Gravity want to be streamed more in these Community Cups, they need to be a little less good, because at the moment they don't have competitive matchups beyond Blast, and possibly in the future Floaters, which would be nice to see, but we'll find out.
There we go.
What do you keep hitting?
It's because I'm sitting down and I'm using my thing, and it's right. It's like right there. Like
okay,
right
well,
there.
Maybe next time you stream, you don't put a gong next to your computer, because every now and then I just hear boom.
Well, that's just my table and my mic arm.
Alexa, play gong.
Oh, that's copyrighted.
Here comes Pitch perfect.
What? Wait, Alexa! Stop! Alexa! Alexa! Stop! Stop. How did she get that from Gong?
Is she just
I
out
want-
to sabotage us? What the
I just-
hell, Alexa?
Like, I expected, like, what? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Anyway, whatever.
Gone.
We're in
Right.
the game.
You want to hear classical music? Right.
She's literally like 34th Symphony by like, no, that's not even close to what I said. But whatever.
The unsung war. Jesus Christ. Alexa, what are you doing? I don't know
If
what
you would
you're
like
doing.
to request a refund on the 15 minutes of your life that you lost listening to us, please do email Malarin, and he will get right back on that for
It's
you.
a tutorialbot@gmail.com.
Yeah,
That's my personal email address. You're welcome to use
This
it.
is my email address email.com / don't consult the bot.
What? I don't think you have forward slashes in.
Emails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's websites. Sorry, I gave the website URL.
Shut up.
That's not Floatish Unite. That is Toxic Units versus Spastic Crabs. This is. Ooh, I'm struggling to remember. The blue team is, of course, Toxic Units. No. It's Spastic Crabs. Would you be very kind and look it up for me? Toxic Orange, Blue Crabs. Thank you, Dragon Buzz. I hope you don't have blue crabs, but thank you anyways. Blue is Spastic.
Spastic Crabs is one of the nicknames for what people do when they move around really quickly on the floor. I think it was Boop that I first heard referred to them as Spastic Crabs, which was very amusing because it's to suggest that the crabs are a little bit spastic. But even so, it's a great name for a team. I just want to see them doing it more. I know Hackbuster likes to move around a lot on the floor, but in any case, in 5 seconds we are going to be off for our payload match of Spastic Crabs versus Toxic Units, and a pretty standard defensive positioning right now from the Crabs. They are positioned exactly where you want to be. A lot of meteor fire going in right now. This is interesting. They're going for the splash damage approach, which is very strange. Valarin very kindly providing a little bit more bit weight, bit length, mega width.
Bit rate.
Yeah, bit rate. Thank you, so that I can actually see a little bit more what's going on.
Oh, Nick Lark's just going in there with a very overheated weapon. It's gonna make it difficult for him. He does get the kill though, and he will almost get killed out. He will just hit that shot, but it won't be enough. Ooh, going in as a single person is not something you want to do. Although that's perfect. Can I just point that out? That was really, really good. Although he's gonna have to go back really fast, or else he will get killed out. Maybe that will stun them.
And I was actually casting from the delayed Twitch stream, which is why it was so crispy in HD. I am a fool, but I'm back and caught up just in time to see that the Flamingo has been put to its checkpoint, meaning that Toxic Units, sorry, it was showing us something different for me. Toxic Units will manage to get it there quite early with quite a lot of time left.
Yeah, that's really what you want to do. You want to have it be there as fast as possible. Again, being as efficient as possible is what the name of the game is here. One person just holding a couple of people back, but getting just destroyed. And we do see a little bit of fighting in the tunnels. It's been a long time since we've seen that. Actually, I don't think we've ever seen that before, but it won't be successful, and there just won't be enough players to hold back this onslaught that's coming. The inexorable march of the orange team is unstoppable.
Yeah, Toxic Units are really aggressively pushing up right now, but I believe the payload has been stopped on its point. They're going to need to get their hands on it if they want to move it forward, but someone from the Crabs is going to try and deny him as much as possible with the back and forth, who does get killed, which means the payload is now slowly being moved back, and with one guy left, bringing in his friend to push on the payload, they are going to have to wipe them out, but it does look like they're going to get that checkpoint if he manages to hold on to it, but he let go of it and moved away, which means right now he's going to have to win the battle, but they do, so the payload will move on to that next checkpoint. After this contention point, one guy needs to die, and he does. They were plowing through that very fast then.
Yeah, they were really doing just a fantastic job overall. We did see Marcel there. just demonstrating that you really cannot throw that arc mine very far. It's only 1 meter or so, and it's not very effective at doing anything aggressive. It is more of a defensive push. Oh, and a lot of arc mines coming out now that we're talking about them, and a lot of pulsars coming out. Not something we see often. Very, very aggressive defense from Spastic Crabs. Doing well, but that arc mine again is just stunning everyone out, and that payload is moving uncontested more or less. 1 kill does come out from Spastic Crabs, but they are... I'm having a tough time really parsing what's going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fighting going on right now. The payload was going back and forth a bit, and every single time that it starts to move in one direction, another team player from the other team comes zooming in and sends it in the other. But there's another arc mines being placed down right now. I do remember that Toxic Units are a huge fan of the arc mines. They almost exclusively were using them before, and I think at least 2 of them at the moment have got them going for their squad as it stands. But the payload is currently, I think it's contested completely. Is it moving? I can't quite tell.
I don't think it's moving at all. It is moving backwards a little bit, but a lot of players are going around it defending the payload. Specifically, not the best strategy in the world, but you are situated quite interestingly in here, and a lot of meteors coming out, ensuring that this tight-knit space will be just a death zone for anyone that is orange in color. They do push in, take those kills back, and will now have a great opportunity to get a really good push up, even if this last player, he won't be able to do anything.
This is going to be a very powerful push from Toxic Units right now. Spastic Crabs need to do something quite fast, as this is the last stretch of the run with quite a lot of time on the clock, which means if Spastic Crabs are able to push their payload all the way to the end, they are going to have to do it with similar time for it to be a fair competition at that point. But they are not really leaving the point. They're keeping 2 men on it. They're healing up their aggression, and it looks like Spastic Crabs are just being a little bit premature right now with their attacking one after another, and they're one after another getting killed, which means Toxic Units have been able to push the payload all the way to the end with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I think it was, before the time disappeared.
Something like that.
Now the Crabs are going to have to do something similar if they want to have a fair third.
There we go. The names have been switched, the teams have been switched, and now we are probably gonna see... Well, we saw a very, very aggressive defense from... what are they called? They're called Spastic Crabs. Very, very aggressive defense. I can only imagine what this attack will look like if they keep that aggression going, because that was... Oh, that was something to behold. They were just in there, they were defending positions where they didn't really have to defend, and it did show from time to time, but they were in there just all the time.
It was 2 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock. So Spastic Crabs need to get that across. They don't have to actually hit that time, but that time is going to be an important factor if it does go to that third round, as we were informed earlier. So let's hope that they can get that payload to the end. Interestingly, going straight through with a phase shift there, trying to maybe go around the back, cause a little bit of stress. Maybe it's kind of working though, as they are chasing after him, but he wasn't able to hide, so they just exterminated him. I'm not sure how much time he bought his team. Doesn't seem to be a lot, because it looks like Toxic Units are going in aggressively, and they are going to end up winning that fight with 1 man left.
What was happening there? I saw a lot of aggression, but then we suddenly saw 2 people from the defending team just boosting in. They did get a kill or 2, but that was an interesting, if ill-advised play. Oh, we do have a single arc mine stunning out a whole team, and that's gonna be really good for the defenders, as they now have a solid foothold. 2 minutes left.
It's got to be Toxic Units arc mine. That is something they do. I do remember that. In any case, right now they are not. It doesn't look like the Crabs are quite as efficient at pushing that payload as the units were, but they still can do it. They just need to focus a little bit more on the elimination and a little bit less on that payload, so they can actually buy themselves some safe passageways forward without dying immediately the second they get to that payload, which it looks like they're almost able to do right there. But now it's going to be, again, it's a 2v1. Of course, right now the Crabs have got the spawning advantage, but they don't appear to be doing it. We're seeing lots of two-man attacks. These guys need to attack as a force so that they can effectively move the payload and fight at the same time, but they're just moving it a little bit and then retreating as a team, and it's not working out for them.
They're going in just and taking up a defensive position, as we see here, taking up defensive position, let the actual defenders have just the advantage. They're not pushing in, not taking that, as you say, that really good thing they have with the spawn being really close, that you could just go in, just throw bodies at people, erode their positions away, and then just move that payload bit by bit up. They're going in, taking shots here and there. They're not taking the kills like they need to. And even as we see up here, even if he gets surrounded, he's still gonna be really good. So those 1v1s are being won out by a lot of the toxic units, but hopefully we can see them. Maybe
Crabs have got themselves quite a good situation right now. They just need to hold it. They need to make sure they don't all abandon the point, because the moment they all jumped off the payload, they all lost the fight, meaning that the payload is now free for toxic units to send back slowly. And again, the Crabs going in one by one, getting exterminated one by one, meaning that they can just handle the waves. Toxic units are just able to fight the waves back, and they didn't manage to get it to the checkpoint this time.
Yeah, I think Drago said it perfectly, and they lost their composure. They went in one by one, and that's what we see a lot of the time, is what's the death of any attack, any defense, however good it is, if you start drip feeding kills to the enemy team by just going in and being like, I can just make that last bit, then you're not going to be able to. You're going to go in, you're going to lose, unfortunately, and that's what we saw here.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned Lego's kind of aggressive strategy when he's with his team, but he's at least with his team. He's got some backup fire, and he's close. They're close by if he needs to, and he can always retreat back to them if needs be. But to actually, like you say, drip feed in when your team is not even alive yet, when they're not even in position to just go in and expect to take out a team, it's not going to work. You might be able to do it with 2 if you've got another 2 to distract from a different flank point. Maybe 3 if you're confident that you're able to win these fights out. But to go in one by one, it always reminds me of like Power Rangers. Whenever the enemies would just run, or any martial arts TV show or movie, I don't know why I picked Power Rangers, but there would be a group of people and they would just take their time. They would just one by one go in there and let the guy deal with it, like get beaten, and then the next guy would come in. You're all standing around, do what gangs do. Jump him, right? And it's the same thing in this game, all right? You guys need to go in as units, right? And I think anything less than 4 is not good enough.
Yeah, it's definitely a much more of a team game than people are probably used to from Arena, in that not in that it's necessarily more teamwork focused, but you need to go in as a team. You cannot go in alone, because that will never work.
Yeah, with the respawning thing, like in Arena, you can technically 1v3 a team. It can be done. I've done it myself. But it's still a risky thing to do, and if you've got a passing option in Arena, that's usually the smartest thing to do. However, sometimes you don't have that passing option, and therefore it's the only thing you can do. That being said, in this game, just attacking as a team is so important. It's probably the only first-person shooter game I've played where that attacking as a team has been as important, as essential as this has.
There we go. So, as we are loading into Dyson, and as my hair is stuck in my headset, I will finally be able to go over here and see if the names are correct. It does look like they aren't. Great.
So we're going to be doing our Dyson map now. It might be a closer match this time round, as this is what people are used to. When it comes to the new payload thing, a lot of people haven't played that, especially as a team, considering it hasn't been incorporated into the competitive side of the Cups up until today. But I imagine, on paper, that toxic units will probably win this out, unless Spastic Crabs find a way to attack as a unit and not separate themselves out quite so much. And in that case, That would be really, really interesting. Jersey, the
Jersey.
payload has been very, very exciting to watch. I mean, that's only my opinion, but it's been very interesting
it's been good.
to see.
It's like what we talked about. It's very, very just exciting because you have a physical representation of your just progress in the match.
Exactly.
A lot of damage coming out for Spastic Crabs, getting damaged a lot straight from the start. Toxic Units taking a dominant position in here, not really getting killed out. One gets killed out because he's very low health. The second one does get killed out. It could go either way right now.
It does look like it's going to be down to a 1v1. However, it looks like someone from Spastic Crabs has currently got possession of the control point. Now, it looks like Toxic Units guy has moved down as well. He's got him in his sights. He's just waiting for him to show himself. But he is jumped by the rest of the team. So it looks like the first percentage is going to go in favor of the Spastic Crabs. And let's just see how long these guys can hold on to it for. The answer to that has just come through, and it seems to be not long, as that classic 3% that we've seen before has once again shown itself, that quota that I've already mentioned, and now it looks like Toxic Units are going to take that point, and that percentage is climbing quick. So now it's the chance for Spastics to get together. I'm not going to call them Spastics again, the Crabs to get together as a unit and all go at it once.
That's a hell of a name that we probably shouldn't call them.
I heard it and I already regret it. But it's going to be a fight. They're going at least 2, and there isn't that many people on the point. So if the 2v1 fight works out in the favor of the Crabs, as I'm going to call them from now on, they should be able to get the point. They just need the rest of their team to come in. But it looks like Toxic Units are going to go in there first. They're going to trade. It's now going to go down to a 2v1, a 3v1, and they do get killed out.
You're
so
watching the stream.
Am I?
I think you are.
Oh, for goodness sake! Torabot is watching the stream because he's got a blurry, pixelated version on a Discord stream, and his eyes naturally are drawn to the HD of the stream. So I do apologize for any delay that I have given.
No worries at all, as we see Toxic Units just holding on already at 77%. Someone for Spastic Crab going in by himself, floating around, doing his best to get any kill at all, but he won't be successful, and it's looking very, very unlikely that Spastic Crab will kill any more than 3% in this round. They will unfortunately, of course, have more rounds to maybe do something with, but it is looking unlikely. And as we see one person going in here just contesting at the last percentage, but he will get eliminated.
So our classic 3% has shown its face again with a weaker team. For some reason 3% seems to be the favorite time for the stronger team to come in and take it away from them. And it is a dominant game at the moment to the Toxic Units. Again, it's a little bit based on the Spastic Crabs seem to be going in 2 by 2, hurrah, and it's not working out for them particularly well right now. But if they can go in as a 4, I think they could probably increase that percentage by quite a bit.
They probably could, but yeah, they need to fix that problem of going in 1 by 1. It is really what's holding them back now. It is. They have to fix that, and I'm not too sure they can fix that right now, although they have a pretty good start getting 1 kill for themselves, although 1 getting killed out. They are in a man lead. That quickly getting changed just while I talk, and Toxic Units will be victorious on the first fight here.
So they're going to rack up first percentage to this game, and I really want to see Spastic Crabs go in as a complete 4 right now. I see it looks like they are waiting around. You've got someone going in behind the back. He's going to try and maybe go for a flank, but they are going to have to attack at the exact same time. They need complete and utter synergy with this attack, as we've seen from teams like Gravity and Blast, for them to have the best shot at winning this fight. And at the moment, it's not quite what's happening. They do seem to be picking fights, but they're not all going for the same objective, which means it's a lot of individual battles rather than single battles. At the moment, we've still got Nick shooting his meteor into the point to try and create a little bit of a problem, but it won't be a problem as Toxic Units chase him down and take it away from him.
There we see it again, just Swingly going in by himself. He will almost get a kill, but in either position he would have been it would have been tough for him to get anything else than that. Although it does mean Sir Dominic is very low on health. He's just sticking his head out there. He will heal back up, but that was a precarious position for him to be in. We are seeing a lot more arc mines. I really enjoy seeing that many arc mines because it is a really fantastic weapon. Now that you can just put it anywhere, and it has a really, really high range. Oh, it's going.
Yes. Plastic crabs are in danger of losing this with 0% and not even getting the 3% quota that we've seen today. Again, this is their last chance to do something about it, and they're going to have to be quick. They might not even have time to go in as a 4 this time, but number 40, I can't see that pixel, and the guy at 69 needs to go in quick so they can get it. They have got the control of the point right now. They just need to win this fight. It's the last fight for the game. They have to make sure they win it. There's one guy left. It's a 3v1. If they can see him out, they will get back on the board, and they are going to take it with exactly 1% spare. And now they are going to rack up the points. It's going to be one hell of a climb to get to 100% when the other team are at 99. But if they stay strong as together as units, they might just be able to do something. That is as close as it could be in terms of percentage.
It's gonna be tough for them because not only do they have to hold on right now, as it's gonna be tough as we have the attack.
Someone's gone flying. He's doomed, which means it's going to leave his team to a 3v3, which has now become a 3v2, and now it is a 4v0 as they are wiped out, and it looks like Toxic Units are going to take the win for this one as well. But this time, Spastic Crabs were able to increase their quota to 30% instead of 3. It's just unfortunate that one person actually left the point there and lost his guy.
Although that's, even if he'd been in there, he was the last one, as you said, against 4 people. He wouldn't have lasted much longer than a couple of seconds. Maybe if it had been good at crapping, maybe 15. It was more or less over. So yeah, Jersey, that is the tournament over for EU. Good job to Toxic Units. Spastic Crabs, work on that composure. Really do that, because that would be great for you. You could be a really great team, but you just need that to hold together, not going one by one, because that is really what's holding you back. So we have our final round done. I don't believe we have all the games done for the final round yet. Whew, I need to breathe sometimes.
No, you don't need to breathe. Just take oxygen in via osmosis. Anyway, Toxic Units did win that game 2-0 against the Spastic Crabs, but we still have the part-time Pew-Pews and Frozen Space who are still fighting. Blast are still probably crushing Casual Echoes, but I could be wrong. And Team Gravity are fighting Floaters Unite, which again, on paper, will be a complete domination game. Let's find out what that will be soon. And definitely not going to do that impression again that you taught me, because I think it might hurt my lungs.
Oh, no, it won't hurt your lungs, just your throat. So don't worry about it, is what I'm saying.
So if I do this impression, you said it will not hurt my voice.
Oh my God.
It will definitely hurt your voice.
Ah,
that's what I'm saying.
Right, okay.
Not your lungs, just the thing you use to talk with.
So, people watching, what do we think about this new map? What do we think about Payload? Personally, from my perspective, I really enjoyed watching it, probably more than I used to enjoy playing it. I think when I got so used to playing Payload that when Dyson and Combustion came out in the new game mode, and I was mind blown by it, and I never went back to Payload since. But I don't know why, but with that extra visual kind of progress flamingo, I was going to call it a progress bar, but it's a flamingo. It's for me far more interesting. Maybe not far more interesting than Dyson, for example, but more interesting than I think it was given credit for in the past. I'm just interested to think what other people think.
I think I've said it a bunch of times before. I personally really enjoy it because it is about efficiency. It is about getting there fastest, and if you die, you have to die efficiently. I mean, it's such a different game than what we're used to on Dyson and Combustion that it's not going to be. There's going to be a general combat meta. Then there's going to be a meta for, for capture point, and then there's going to be a meta specifically for this map. Hope we get more of them.
I'm really interested to see what people are going to come out for their metas. I'm wondering if we're going to see more arc mines, as we have to go down that line. The Payload is going down on a specific line. There's a focus point from a spectator point of view, as Jersey / Team Gravity VR has just pointed out. But in terms of strategy, they need to get onto that point, and that point is going to come through here. Now, on Dyson and Combustion, that zone is not changing. That is where it is, and that's where they're going to be, and they're going to either go to that or they're not. And there's different ways to get to that. But on Payload, you've actually got a route, or a route, as the Americans would pronounce it, and you can ambush them in many different ways. And I'm really interested to see what people are going to use in terms of the meta. I think it's going to be a while until we start to see anything advanced, but it'll be very interesting to see.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think the same way that we were discussing at the start of the whole combat meta, like how it's developed, even just, I mean, it hasn't been too long. It's been a couple of months, and it's still developed quite a bit. I think with Payload now being forced into the competitive kind of scene, I feel like it's gonna be. We're gonna look back at this in like 2 months and be like, that was a great decision to put that back in, because it is a fantastic map. I love it.
I'm really happy to see it back. I really am. So as we expected, is Blurst won against Casual Echoes 2-0. Team Gravity beat Floaters Unite 2-0, and we of course saw the Spastic Crabs get defeated 2-0. So we are just waiting on the Part-Time Pew Pew and Frozen Space, and then we can announce those rankings for this game. I think it's fair to say that Blurst will be second, and it's fair to say that Gravity will be first.
I mean, if Gravity doesn't get first, I'm calling the hardest bullshit I've ever called, because they've won 100% of their games.
I mean, it would be interesting. It would be very interesting if they went,
sorry, you need to play against Spastic Crabs for joint first place.
What? How's that work?
It would have to be. I don't know.
But
I've
I don't know.
done the math.
Even so,
it's going to happen. Yeah, I completely agree. The development of the Payload meta is, I think, one of the things I'm most excited for, apart from the PE joust that's been happening in the arena. Now, PE, of course, stands for premature
it stands for premature ejection. No.
Premature
Don't worry,
entry.
I've got this. I know what you think. I know what you think.
Professional, it's premature entry.
Malarin, it's premature ejection.
That's a better name.
Right? Yeah.
Premature ejection, that's pretty good. I mean,
they eject prematurely.
Yeah, before the round even starts, they eject straight into that arena.
That's correct.
I want to say some words that I can't right now.
It's just what it is.
They're just going in fast before everyone else. That's premature.
I'll say one thing, Jersey. When you do say premature ejection, there might be, I don't know, another way that it has been said to mean something else in the past. So be careful when saying that live on the stream for VRL that you don't say that one, because you'll be surprised. You don't want an L to sneak in there. This is the closest Freudian slip you can get. So be really careful to say premature ejection. And not premature something else. So, yeah. Nice.
I mean, Jersey hasn't had the best record of Freudian slips, let's say. So it might be interesting tomorrow. Maybe he'll just get just pulled off by security.
Anyway, we do have the results. And Frozen did beat Part-Time. So the results are, in first place, with no shock there, it is Spastic Crab, only kidding, Team Gravity. In second place, with 3 and 1, it is Blurst. Third place is Floaters Unite with 2 wins and 2 losses. In fourth place, it was Spastic Crabs with 2 wins and 2 losses, but with a lower tiebreaker. Fifth place, with a lower tiebreaker yet, with again 2 wins and 2 losses, is Toxic Units. And pushed down to 6th place, but even though they got 2 wins and 2 losses due to that tiebreaker, is Frozen Space. And 7th place, Part-Time Pew Pew, 1 win, 3 losses, with 8th place going to the Casual of the Echoes, Casual Echoes. And that is going to be the final rankings, unless there's going to be a tiebreaker.
There's not. I don't
thing,
think so.
but I don't think so because we don't have any shared places.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across the board, and that is that.
It's gonna be good now. I am not actually sure if Poonanas is streaming, but if he is, we are going to raid that. He's not online yet, and it's Scrims. Yeah, let's hope. He's not online yet, and I can't raid someone that's not online, unfortunately.
So that is me, and that is Milan. Thanks for having me again, Milan. Thanks for watching those
Very
that
welcome.
did. Thanks for teaching me how to do another impression, Milan, and a little shout out to Drago for keeping me updated with the scores so that I can concentrate on being really annoying for 15 minutes.
That was a good 15 minutes. Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for being here. That was really good. I look forward to seeing Jersey tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing the two of us tomorrow, because we will be doing this again, same time, same place, different game. It's gonna be Arena, the start of stage 2, and if you want to hear more dope-ass rhymes that are not cringy, I don't care what you say, tutorial bot, join us tomorrow right from the start, because there's gonna be an epic win. Ugh, I feel horrible saying that.
Amazing.
Have a good one.
And that's me out. So thanks a lot. Peace.
Peace. Have a good one. Bye bye.